And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I'm not sure where to start. First of all, the Iran conflict, war, battle, whatever you want to call it, is still raging on. And there is quite a few new developments. There's quite a few more targets that have been hit. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. But also, because of the unrest in the Middle East, you got travelers from all over the world, especially the USA, who are stranded. Now, there's efforts to get them chartered flights. The New England Patriots football team plane was chartered by the State Department to get them out of there. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Kristi Noem, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you, Kristi Noem, and you did this. But you know what? This is part of what I say. Women in leadership roles is kind of a security risk. You let this pest, this troll, this ginger's boyfriend from casino-looking dude, Corey Lewandowski, seduce you into giving up $220 million. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson. His funeral was on yesterday in Chicago. It was star-studded. You had Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill and Hillary. Quite a few big names in the audience. Although Jesse Jr. said, hey, leave politics at the door, it was still political regardless. We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Thank you, Yummy Ryan. I know I'm tearing your name up. Says, great Instagram replay. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you guys want another live stream on YouTube that's not live, but it is live on Instagram, I upload the Tuesday Instagram live each and every Friday night, 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube. So you don't got to go to Instagram, no other way. You could just stay right here on YouTube, and it's right there for you. Again, every Friday night at 8 p.m. I'm getting a lot of good feedback about that because it's a different format. It's not quite like the way it is here where I'm, at my desk. So people appreciate that format. So if you want it, it's there. It's all good. Free of charge. That's a little gift for y'all, but I appreciate y'all for appreciating that. But we got quite a bit going on. The Iran situation, the people stranded over there. And you know what? One thing about me, I would like to travel more than what I travel. I travel, but I don't do a lot of stuff where it's like, okay, this area could be dangerous, right? Because, okay, some of y'all like going to places like Dubai. It's like, okay, Dubai is right there. It's right on the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is right next door. It's like living in the far western part of Alaska. You can see Russia. It's like that, but even worse because the strait is narrow. It's a narrow passage. A lot of sensitive things flow through there, through those waters, and Dubai is right there on that water. So for me, I don't really see the allure. Now, I guess if you got a bunch of money, it could be a playground, but what are you actually doing? It's hot. It's super hot outside. It's not a place where you could really be outside like that. It's worse than Vegas with the humidity, not humidity, the lack thereof. You're in a desert. Okay, you're in a desert. Human beings are not meant to be in a desert because there's no food, there's no water, there's no nothing. What are you going to do in the desert aside from just die? But in Dubai, they got it built up to where it's hospitable. But really, that's not where you want to be. If you ask me, hey, ABO, where do you want to live in this world? If you could just pick one place, where would it be? As far as the weather, do you want snow? Do you want desert? Do you want more moderate temperate? What do you want? I may pick between one or two places, but where I'm not going to pick is a desert. Shout out to people out there in Phoenix, in Vegas. I don't know how you do it because at a certain point, that heat, man. I told you about my experience in Phoenix when I caught myself trying to hike. Now, I like to be outside. I like to hike, but not in that weather. Not in that weather at all. I got pretty good lung capacity. I could be on the Stairmaster, Like last time I did a Stairmaster, I was on it 45 minutes. I was jogging on the Stairmaster. I have really, my cardio was good, but I need some humidity in the air. I need some moisture in the air. It's got to be some water somewhere. Okay, I'm not trying to be like, you see them cartoons, they be in the desert and you see the air moving and you hear the little wow, wow, wow. You hearing that? I don't want to be in that kind of weather. I'll call myself trying to hike on the Camelback Mountain in Phoenix. If you know, you know. It's summertime. It's 5 a.m. It's full brightness outside. The sun is like right here. The sun don't go to bed. In Phoenix, sun take naps. Okay? The sun takes naps in Phoenix. 5 a.m. You got full sunlight. It's already 100 degrees. It's already hot. And as a matter of fact, this is with Charlie. Charlie was there because this is when Charlie brought all of us to Phoenix for the Black Leadership Summit. So he invited us to come hiking on one of the days we were there, like early in the morning, like 5 a.m. I come downstairs with some like fatigue type khakis on. Charlie's down there with one of the Turning Point people. He was like, nah, ABL, that ain't going to do it, man. You're going to be super hot. So I changed. I had a pair of shorts. I changed. I had one singular bottle of water because really, if I'm hiking like out here, I don't need that much water. I was underprepared. Man, look, that bottle of water, when I drank it, after being on the mountain for a while, it felt like I was drowning. Have you ever been in the pool or the ocean, the lake, whatever? You dive in, you get the water in your nose. It felt like that, but I did not put water in my nose. I put water in my mouth and I was drinking it normal, but it felt like I had water in my nose. I felt like I was being waterboarded. I can't deal with the lack of humidity. I can't. My heart was beating crazy. Again, I've hiked before through elevation. Being in West Virginia, you're in the mountains already, hills and all of that is normal. But my heart was like this. I was like, wait a minute, I got to cancel this because I don't have enough water. It's super hot. There's humidity. I feel like I'm in a rotisserie oven just baking, like I'm in Costco. Okay, one of them ready-made rotisseries. I felt like that out there in Phoenix. So if you're living out there, Phoenix, Vegas, maybe even like an El Paso, a more dry climate, God bless you. I don't know how you do it. I am a little bit too black for that. Okay, go to Africa and you're going to see people that look like me don't really do the whole desert thing. That's a line of demarcation. Hey, that's the Sahara Desert. That's the line of demarcation. South of that, everybody look like, oh, they look like that, right? To the north, a lot of what is people that look like French Montana, Drake, these type of Africans, because we don't do well in that type of environment. It's just not it. But they thrive in that environment, okay? French Montana out there in Morocco in the sandcastle, okay, he's doing amazing. But me, I can do nothing with it. If you like it, I love it, but it's fine. Shout out to you guys again for being here. I most certainly appreciate you guys for rocking and rolling with us. But yeah, man. So going back to what I was saying about the travelers out there in Dubai, I'm not really a big Dubai guy because of all I mentioned. The weather, I can't do nothing with it. I mean, it looks fancy and nice on Instagram pictures, but what are you really doing out there? I think the guys that have the most fun be them Saudis who go over there and do whatever they want to do. Talking about it's haram for this and haram for that. You can't show your belly button. You can't show your face. You got to put on the trash bag outfit. Meanwhile, they over there living like it's 19. Hey, they over there having a whole party. I'm talking about party. Like that Los Angeles underground, place you shouldn't be. You got to get a sign an NDA type party. Okay, all the drugs, all the women or whatever. That's how they do over there. That's not my cup of tea. I'm not some dude with, the whole get up going on. My name is not Muhammad. I don't live in Saudi Arabia. I'm not worth $100 trillion, so I can't do nothing with that city. I'm a regular Joe. Give me like Miami, Florida. That's perfectly fine. Okay, it's humid. It's in America. We get patriotic people. It's safe. I'm good. I'm not going to the Strait of Hormuz where it could be a war that kicks off at any moment, where you got known violence that happens all the time anyway. People get kidnapped right there. People get what they call it? What they call it when they hijack a ship? They have that. Captain Phillips, they have that happen out there. Y'all got it. It's good. The police drive Lambos out there. Oh, hey, you know what? I don't even doubt it. And hey, you know what? God bless them. God bless them and their Lambos. I hope they enjoy it in 145 degrees outside. I hope they do. Hold on. Cadence Galore says we are in 24/7 AC and indoors. I got to be outside, man. Like I don't like AC all the time. I got to be outside. Like even right now, I have no AC on in my house. Once it gets warmer enough, I turn the AC off. And if it gets like really, really hot in the house, like 80, 85, then I turn the AC on for moments, but I won't have it on pumping it consistently. I can't do the whole 65 degrees all the time inside. I'm gonna get sick like that. Give me a tropical environment. That's what I want. But if you like Dubai, if you like Phoenix, Vegas, hey, hats off to you. These are big places and they're growing. Vegas is growing. Phoenix been growing. So shout out to you guys. All right. Hey, it's a place for everyone. It is. It sure is. Shout out to South Florida, J Balu. Shout out South Florida. I love South Florida. I love Florida in general. From Tallahassee, Pensacola, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, and everywhere in between. Okay, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, the Key West, all of that. I love Florida. You guys get hurricanes, but that's how you have a kinship with us. When I was in Virginia growing up, we had a few hurricanes that hit. I got hit by a hurricane one time and a tornado. A tornado here in Tennessee and a hurricane twice in Virginia and a tornado one time here. Okay, but you know what I've not had? A devastating earthquake, a wildfire. Hey, shout out to California. I love y'all. But sometimes it's just like, I don't know. The earthquake, what are you going to do? With the fire? Okay, you got firefighters out there. Where's the water? Hey, man, somebody should have put the water in the reservoir, but oops, didn't happen. My bad. Sorry about that. I'll get back on it next time. I'll make sure it's better next time. Jay Worm says, Phoenix sucks. Been here 44 years. About to finally leave. Can't wait. Hey, shout out to you for hanging in there that long. Shout out to you. Captain Tripp says, St. Augustine, Florida. Okay, shout out to St. Augustine. Beautiful place. I saw somebody went there. It might have been Pierce Antonello. One of these guys, one of these travel YouTubers went to St. Augustine. Very, very, very nice place. Brett Robbins says, California hasn't made any improvements since Reagan. Hey, man, a place like that people want to go to and it's prosperous, you got to maintain it. You got to keep it up. You can't just, let it go by the wayside. You got to make sure that everything's on the up and up. Hugo and Isabel, it probably was. Isabel was one of them, but it was another one that started with a C. I can't remember, but I know Isabel was one of them. I remember Hurricane Hugo. I remember Hurricane Andrew back in the day, 1992 for Florida. That was like one of the biggest ones. We were scared we were going to get Hurricane Andrew at that time. If you guys don't remember, or if you guys weren't alive, 1992, look it up. Hurricane Andrew. South Florida, man, that thing was a beast. This was before Katrina. And Katrina, what happened with Katrina was their infrastructure failed and it flooded the city. Now, I don't know how it failed, but there was like some explosions going off. I don't know what happened. But New Orleans, Louisiana in general is a weird place because the French suck. Their governance sucks. So some of that legacy is still going on in Louisiana. The way they structure their society, I don't know. It wasn't the best. The British had the best way to structure society out of all the colonial powers in the United States, followed by the Spanish and then the French. Okay, that's pretty much how that went. But yeah, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Mike A says, I hiked Camelback Mountain when I was 40 in November. It was pretty easy. Now, you went in November, Mike A. I went in the summertime. It was August or July. One of them, I think it was August. 100 degrees, bro. It was a heat. I couldn't do with that dry heat. If it's nice and like 70 degrees, something like that, then it's fine. But that 100 degrees or whatever that was with no humidity, with negative 15 humidity, oh my God, man. It's like I couldn't breathe. No, the oxygen was not oxygening properly without the method upon which to make it travel, which was the humidity. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Debbie says, Katrina was so sad, just made me cry. Yeah, Katrina was sad, but I've seen some hurricanes do some damage. And again, the main thing with that was the flooding that happened afterward because of the infrastructure that failed. But the hurricane itself wasn't even that bad. And that's why people didn't leave, because normally when you have hurricanes, they say, oh, it's a big one coming, and then it's a rainstorm. A couple of areas get flooded where it always gets flooded, and then that's it. But people are relying upon the infrastructure being intact. They don't really realize that some of this infrastructure may fail. They don't realize that until it's too late. So that's the danger of living in a place where it's below sea level or at sea level. Any, rain event could mess you up severely. Okay, it sure could. Torian Holt says, at least sweat works with dry heat. I can't tell. I felt like it was so hot and dry. If I sweat, it'd evaporate immediately. I can't tell, man. Nah, I'd rather would live in Lagos, Nigeria than Phoenix, Arizona. Real talk. As far as heat and humidity perspective. Give me 115 degrees with high humidity versus 140 dry. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. Dubai, don't do it. Any place like that where it could be some kind of terror risk, avoid it. But if you're out there, help's on the way. They're chartering flights from the State Department. Marco Rubio, a.k.a. Vice President Rubio. Listen, can we just say this? Now, I don't want to make it be like I don't like J.D. Vance. I do like J.D. Vance. But who's the real vice president? Is it J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio? Because I can't tell. I think President Trump has basically appointed Marco Rubio as the vice president. I think Trump wants Rubio to be his successor. And I have a question. Does J.D. Vance speak in Spanish? Does J.D. Vance speak Spanish? That's going to be really important because you got a large part of your populace that speak Spanish, at least as a second language, first language, or whatever. They speak English and Spanish. But if you're able to communicate in Spanish effectively, in a native tongue, kind of, you're able to reach more people, in my humble opinion. Now, maybe that's part of the reason why Jasmine Crockett did not win in Texas. Well, not really, because I don't know if Talarico could speak Spanish. Maybe he can. That guy might be some kind of CIA, some kind of CIA clone. It's like, okay, we're going to put you out there. You're going to be the president. Okay, I'll do it Android style, like Hakeem Jeffries. But anyway, people are saying that Jasmine Crockett shouldn't have lost her race in Texas against James Talarico, talking about racism and this and that and the third. But really, truthfully, the Democratic Party didn't want Jasmine Crockett. The Democratic Party wanted James Talarico. There was much more money spent on James Talarico, and that money could have changed the race. It's not necessarily about what Jasmine did, because if the same money was spent, she probably wins because she has more popularity. So at that point, it's a popularity contest. Do I know your name? Do I recognize you? Can I get you a good image? Okay, throw you out to make you win. Her campaign was not very good, but truthfully, I didn't see much from James Talarico. Maybe I'm not in Texas, so I wouldn't have seen it, but the Democratic Party did not want Jasmine. Now, they're trying to blame Republicans and conservatives. No, this was an inside job. If anything, if there was anything funny that happened, it was because the Democrats did not want Jasmine Crockett to be the person in the race running up against John Cornyn, the Republican incumbent, or Ken Paxton, the challenger of the incumbent. And also, it could have been a way just to make you aware of who she is, to promote her for 2028. I said it again. And I'm going to ask y'all, look, I'm going to ask y'all quite a bit, because we're already in 2026. So 2028, it'll be before you know it. Like, it was just yesterday when Trump got reelected. But guess what? That was 2024. Almost 2 years ago, about a year and a half now. That time ago like that. And it'll be time for a 2028 election. So who do you have right now to run for president? I got Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance. Maybe they could be vice president, president. I mean, truthfully, Marco should be the president. J.D. should be the vice president, if anything. Or bring on a new vice president and Marco. That's what I would do. Have JD still be around so he can learn, and maybe we can become the president one day. But as of right now, it's Marco. But anyway, our side is pretty easy to tell. But on their side, who do they have? Realistically, they're going to run Kamala again. They're going to try to do that. I felt so bad for her. I really did. But then it's like I got a devil on my shoulder to say, you know what? Oh, well, she signed up for it. The Angela's like, oh, well, they're booing her. But really, I feel bad, but at the same time, it's her fault. That's how I feel. They both right. The Angel right and Duffer right. They both right. I feel bad for her getting booed, and she out there about to start crying, halfway drunk, carrying on, causing the fit because she's stressed out, because this job is not something that she's built for. Okay, she was just stressed out, and is not a good candidate, not a good person to be able to speak. but she signed up for it. Will she do it again? Who knows? But if it's not Kamala, they have nobody else really. Gavin Newsom, he's going to be terrible too. He might be able to have some energy, some stamina to go out there and campaign. However, he is weird out there. He looks strange. The pink glow is not it. The hair, max headroom at best. But who else do they have? They got Slim Pickens over there. Okay, Stephen Miller, y'all got to stop playing. Angela, stop playing Stephen Miller. For president, or Stephen Miller, I don't think so. He could just be around, but not to be the president. That's not really gonna work very well. But he's cool though. Shout out Stephen Miller. AOC, they're talking about AOC, but she's going to be Kamala Harris 2.0, the Hispanic Kamala Harris. Okay, she's gonna be the Hispanic Kamala Harris. That's all. So, hey, Track says AOC can wipe my table off and bring me a beer. Amen. There you go. Amen. Bring that beer. Bring that that IPA or whatever y'all be drinking. I don't know nothing about beer. That's outside my wheelhouse. That's outside my wheelhouse. Okay, so I don't really see anyone. I think they want Tallarico. They're gonna try to make him be the guy, but it's too inorganic. He has no viral moments. He's not anything that is really unique or interesting. He has no star power. He looks like Howdy Doody. He's too young looking. I wouldn't trust him. I would not trust James Tallarico with my pet dog, let alone, I don't have any dogs. But if I had a pet dog, I would not trust my pet dog with James Tallarico, let alone the whole nation. Okay, you're not going to run a veterinary clinic. You're not going to run a taco stand. You're not going to run a GameStop, let alone the whole country, James Tallarico. I don't really trust what you got going on. This dude boy haircut, I'm not really with it. But they want him to be the next guy, which is part of the reason why they got him in this role. Now he's going to be he's going to run for the U.S. Senate. He probably loses, and then that will get him attention the same way it got Jasmine attention. So we'll see what happens in 2028. We shall see what happens. Okay, and I'm reading some of the comments here. I don't really see quite a bit of people who say who could be the next president beyond anybody that I named. Hakeem Jeffries, again, Android 16, 17, or whatever the male one is from Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you know, you know. An Android, he has no personality. It's like when you're talking to somebody, you want there to be something about them that's unique. Something that is specific to them that you enjoy. That needs to be what a president has. He's got to have that in his wheelhouse. Okay. And speaking about having something that you enjoy, Slick Willie, Bill Clinton. You're going to get to Bill Clinton because, you know, I know we all saw the whole thing where he was looking at them pictures. I played that on the last stream, but there's more about Slick Willie. Do I have it? I just want to see if I have it because I got my whole thing lined up. I got to have that one particular clip for sure. But shout out to you guys. If you enjoy what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. I don't have that one. I'm going to get it up here right now before I forget. So I think maybe I'm reading the comments, and for president, you guys are saying AOC and Newsom. I guess Newsom would be the presidential pick, and AOC would be the VP. Stephen A. Smith, people like that. I guess that's who it's going to be. I guess that's who the people are going to have to vote for come November. Hey, good luck with that. Good luck with that. All right. But shout out to you guys again. I appreciate y'all for being here. And before I go any further, you guys are the first sponsors of the show. Thank y'all for doing what you do. Y'all know I couldn't do it without you. And also shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the description, or you could go to patriotpost.us and tell them that ABL sent you. Also, please go to my merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, the t-shirt, the stickers, the hoodies, the mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, please go to the regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website, and on that page, I have articles for each long-form video that I produce. And in each article, I have sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the Democratic, Republican, politically agnostic, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. Also go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. There you'll be able to find my email address, my email address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok. All my links are right there on the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. And TikTok, I think I done figured it out because I was trying to put stuff over there for a long time. They kept saying, nope, that ain't it. Nope. And what I mean by that, hold on, pardon me. What I mean by that is I would put a video up and they would put weird stuff. It was weird. They would demonetize it and it'd be a really strange reason. It was like, okay, what you guys are doing is telling me you don't want this kind of content on here. Okay, let's fix it and give you whatever you need. So what I've done now, on my social media, YouTube, everywhere, I just put the content that each platform desires the most. So if you want to get the full scope of the content, some things I don't put on YouTube, some things I don't put on TikTok, just follow me everywhere. Follow me YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or whatever. But if you don't want to do that, it's okay. It's totally fine. Wherever you are, that's wherever I am. But shout out to you guys again. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. And as I always say, if you ever think you are conversing with me on the interwebs or not, the email is on my website, contact@anthonyblogan.com. If you did not email me first and you getting something from me, it's not me. Okay? Comment sections and stuff like that, asking for money, asking for this, asking for that. That's not what I'm going to do. Okay? Don't get fooled by anything that you may see on these interwebs. If you want to contact me directly, emails on the website, contact@anthonyblogan.com. If you do find a scammer that you think is me and you communicate with them, they're going to be one of three places. Y'all already know my whole spiel. They're going to be over in India somewhere, okay? It's going to be a dude with, it's going to be a dude with a straight bowl cut, black hair. He has on a polo like me, but it's a little bit dingy. He has trousers, no socks, no shoes, maybe some flip-flops. It's going to be 15,000 guys in the office building all doing the exact same thing. They got multiple phones set up. Hello, Star. They're going to be doing that all day long. They're going to get you, and they're going to get you good, so don't let them scam you. It could be a guy over in Europe trying to evade the war, trying to not get put in the meat grinder over in Eastern Europe to fight over some bread, right, some grain in Ukraine. It could be that guy, Boris, Vladimir, one of these guys might want to come get you. Or it'd be a guy who might even look like me. They might even have a pretend ABL. They might put you on FaceTime. It'd be a pretend ABL. Now, the first time is going to be a grainy picture. Okay, you're going to hear random noises in the background. It's going to be chickens and goats and stuff like this. Now, I don't live in the farm. It ain't that far from me, but I don't live in the farm. So if you're hearing farm animals like it's a nursery rhyme in real life, that's going to be your first red flag. It's going to be a grainy picture. It'd be somebody grandma in the back walking with flip-flops on. Oh, man, I ain't not. Singing all that kind of stuff. I don't sing like that. And when you talk to the guy, hello, this is Anthony Brian Logan. You have reached my personal cell phone. I'm here to help you today. I'm here. Whatever you need, I have got you. Don't worry. Do not worry. Why do I sound like this? Please don't disrespect me. You are a racist. You are a racist to think that I am in Africa. I'm not in America. I'm in Tennessee. Smoky Mountain. Donald Trump. That's me. Please, please, please don't fall for these guys trying to get your money. Send me the gift cards. What is it? Wait now. Don't fall for that, please. I beg you. Okay? I beg you. Now, I want to start. I got some feel-good stuff first. Okay? I got one thing. Speaking about Vegas, a group of men lifted an entire Toyota Camry off of somebody after they got sideswiped on the sidewalk out there in Vegas. Okay? Let's check it out. So shout out to them. Hey, that's straight willpower right there. Straight manpower. Everybody coming together working for the common good. Yes, absolutely. Now, if I was out there in Vegas and I saw that going on, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in. Matter of fact, I got a quick story. So I was recently at Buc-ee's, my favorite place, and I saw a guy on the ground. He looked like, I don't know what happened, but he was on the ground, like on his back, right by the gas pump. Now, I'm looking to see if everything's okay, but it was a police right there. Might have been his whole family right there. Like 15 humans were around him. I'm like, okay, they got it under control, because if they needed some help, I was going to jump in. Whenever that is going on and I'm there, I'm going to jump in. Another story where I helped a guy, I told a long time ago. I was many years ago, I'm like in my early 20s, and I'm walking to like a FedEx, Kinko, something like this, back in my printing days. This might have been like 07, 08. I'm walking to the front. As I'm walking, it's an old man and his wife. They're walking the same way. Now, the old man, he was kind of big. He was able to walk. He wasn't in the scooter or nothing like that. But you could tell it was about time for him to get in the cane or something. So he's walking, and he tries to walk over the speed bump in the road, and he loses his balance. And I kind of saw it happening. So I run over to him. I don't really catch him because he didn't fall like kaboom. He kind of fell like Humpty Dumpty. And I ain't trying to be funny, but he kind of fell like almost in slow motion. I ran over to him right when he kind of had tipped over and had to get him back up. Now, he's a big man now. I'm about 220 myself. And back then I might have been like 250. He was bigger than me, but I got him up. Thank God. His wife, oh, thank you. I was like, hey, take care of this man now. I always do that. So if I was out there, I most certainly would have did that. And you got like 15 guys, yeah, my back wouldn't have hurt nothing. It would have been fine. So shout out to the good Samaritans out there who help when needed. Now, I'm not going to always help. I'm not going to always help because sometimes it's a little bit beyond my ability. If I see a couple and the boyfriend is beating the girlfriend up, hey, man, it depends. If he's beating her real bad, I'm going to jump in. If he's like stomping her, okay, all right, that's enough. But if it's kind of like a regular little shoving, hello, they are fighting out here in Vegas. Please come and break up the nonsense. Break up the rakas. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call the police. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When you intervene in domestic disputes, there's a high chance that she's gonna jump you with him. They're gonna turn on you. That whole fighting thing is part of their relationship. They would consider you jumping in as getting in their business. So you know what? Don't worry about it. If she's getting beat real bad, like, I'm seeing teeth on the ground, okay, now I'm going to jump in. But if it's something like that, hey, man, go and get them now. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you for rocking and rolling. Another good story out of Buckhead, Atlanta, Georgia. Nice area of Atlanta. We have David and Mary Hubert. They have been living in their home for a very long time, beyond 20 years. Never had a problem. Always good. Sunshine and rainbows until one day, 36-year-old Raymond Darton decided to break in and make threats. And it was a whole big thing. The police came out. It was a standoff. But David and Mary, I almost got their names wrong. David and Mary are okay. Everything's all good. And the guy is lucky he didn't come in contact with Mary because she had that pistol on her. Oh, she had that pistol all the way on her. Let's watch some of this, shall we? Let's get some sound that might help.
David and Mary Hubert have lived in their house in Garden Hills for more than 20 years and say they have never had any issues with crime until Monday night. They were watching movies on different floors of their house around 7 when a man barged into the bottom floor and threatened David.
You walk to somebody that's in your house and you say, "Can I help you?" And they say, "Get out. This is my house. Get out of my house." And they're cursing and belligerent.
David was able to quickly lock himself into a room and call 911. Meanwhile, Mary heard the commotion from upstairs, so she quickly grabbed her gun from under her pillow.
Look at that right there. Now, that is a beautiful weapon. 38 revolver, 38 special. That is a beautiful weapon. Hey, you know what? I'm going to need one of those because I had some weapons, but they're all gone. Bottom of the Tennessee River. It was a tragic accident. The guns are all gone, right? But I'm saying I'm going to need something like that just on GP, just for a collector's item, if nothing else, because that is beautiful. And you can tell it's very well maintained. Some of these guns just get put in storage, never get shot, never get maintenance, never get service. But that right there, nice and pretty. Let's keep on going.
The commotion from upstairs, so she quickly grabbed her gun from under her pillow and hid.
Got my sweet Jane.
That's the name of her 38.
And waited. He didn't know where I was, and I could see from the mirrors in the bathroom, from my view, I could see if anybody came in.
David stayed on the phone with Atlanta police until they arrived, not knowing where Mary was. Meanwhile, David says the suspect was going room to room through their house.
Apparently he was upstairs smoking and wandering around the house, and he had taken all the family pictures and turned them over face down.
When police arrived, David was able to get out, but he still couldn't reach Mary for more than an hour.
I don't know what her status is. I don't know where she is, but I know she's capable of defending herself, and that if anybody ever broke in, they better hope they get me and not Mary.
Police arrested the suspect and cleared the scene. Strangely enough, their dog, Bobby, slept through the entire 3-hour ordeal.
We're giving her an F for the dog, and Mary gets an A, and I'll take a C.
And now, the Huberts tell me they're grateful to Atlanta police, but mostly to God, that they both made it out alive.
I was praying so hard. They were answered.
There we go. So shout out to David and Mary out there in Atlanta and Buckhead. Very, very, very nice part of Atlanta. Beautiful part of Atlanta. I mean, look, you've never been to Atlanta. You got to go and check out some of these areas. I mean, you may see the news where it got like a lot of the hood areas. I never would step foot like in the Bluff, the West Side. Look, if you're living out there, hey man, hopefully you're able to make it out. Hopefully God blesses you with the ability to make it out of that area. Yeah, I would never. I'm North Side or South Side, but not over there. But Buckhead, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And most of it. And I know their neighborhood is beautiful. They said never had a problem. 20 years living out there, never an issue. Until that one time. But Mary was ready. And you know what? That's a great way to promote gun rights. Because what if Mary was not allowed to have her weapon? And what if the home invader was able to get to her? This is an elderly woman, and her husband is also elderly. What can he really do? I mean, you might want to try to fight the person off, but the guy's like 36. If you're like in your 70s or your 80s, what are you really going to do? You got to have the great equalizer. And she was ready. She was certainly ready. That gun was well maintained and ready to rock and roll. So shout out to Mary. All right, now, did you guys see the little scare on the airplane where a flight from, I believe, what was it, from Nashville to Fort Lauderdale or vice versa, had to get diverted to Atlanta, speaking about Atlanta, because somebody had to get kicked off. It was a bomb threat or something crazy. Now, I don't know how somebody got on the plane through TSA, through screening, and there was still a bomb threat. I don't know how that happened. Maybe they're trying to bring the shoe bomber back. I don't know, but let's check it out.
Tonight, Middle East tensions have prompted tightened security in this country. And last night, a scare in the air, forcing a Southwest flight to divert to Atlanta. CBS's Allie Bauman reports on what exactly happened. Allie.
Jarika, less than an hour after takeoff from Nashville, passengers tell me flight attendants started running up and down the aisles, and then the captain announced they had to make an emergency landing.
Hands down, hands up.
Passengers braced themselves aboard a Southwest flight Friday night soon after being diverted to Atlanta. Julie and Sarah Porter say they didn't know what was going on.
Really, the first time we knew that there was someone dangerous on the plane was when the SWAT team came on at gunpoint.
The captain told air traffic control a man was acting suspiciously.
The captain had a timer going off every 10 minutes. Foreign languages, worried about his bag.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. You know what? Hey, you know what? A timer? Bro, what do you do? Hey, if you're on an airplane and you see somebody acting crazy, fidgeting, timer going off every 10 minutes, What do you do in that situation?
Video.
Hey, you better pray to God. Like, God, please land the plane and get this guy off of here. Don't let this flight blow up, please.
Shows armed officers boarding the plane and forcibly removing a passenger. Former National Transportation Safety Board Chair Robert Sumwalt.
If some flight attendant called up and said there was someone acting suspicious, in these days, I would want to get the airplane on the ground as quickly as I can.
The FBI said in a statement, the FBI and Atlanta Police Department have investigated and interviewed the person. There was no credible threat and no charges will be filed.
With everything going on in the world right now, I feel like you can't be too careful in this situation.
And a spokesman for Southwest said passengers were rebooked to their original destinations. Angelica, the airline, reached out to each of them to apologize.
Glad to hear everyone is.
Man, look, I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if the guy was playing or he trying to just kind of TikTok prank. I don't know what that was all about. Maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. But I want to know who this guy was. I'm sure somebody on the plane got a picture or video of the guy. I'm sure, but I've not seen it quite yet. But yeah. Hey, don't do that on the plane, whoever you are. Don't do that on the plane. You could easily lose your life like that. You could get banned forever, no fly list. I don't know. And I don't know why there was no charges. Because I would think that there would be something that would be linked to that, some kind of charge linked to that. Anyway, let's keep on going here. Speaking about airlines, there is now a rule that states, on United Airlines at least, and shout out to United, and United don't play. We saw the last time that United, we saw our last guy on United wanted to act crazy. Remember the Asian dude got beat up on the flight? Anyway, on United, they have a rule now that states you must wear headphones while listening to your device, whatever you got going on. Okay, now I thought that was just common sense. I wear headphones all the time, but I'm listening to a device. I'm not just out there. I think some of y'all just be, playing music and watching videos. I don't do stuff like that. But let's watch this video. And matter of fact, I got another video where somebody already violated it. Okay, but let's watch this.
Using headphones is no longer just considered proper etiquette. It is now a requirement on United Airlines flights. United says passengers who use speakers or refuse to wear headphones could be removed from flights and even face a lifetime ban. The airline says that travelers who don't have headphones can request a free pair from flight attendants.
I
it's
like
not
it.
Your living room.
It's not.
It's an airplane.
You share it with the rest of us.
That's right. So I like the rule. What do y'all think? Is that a good rule, bad rule? What do y'all think? I think it's great because it should be common sense. It shouldn't have to be a rule that you do that. If you want the in-dash entertainment, you got to have headphones because it's not going to play without the headphones. You're not going to be here sound without the headphones. If you got your phone or something like that, yeah, put your headphones on. Be considerate. Your ear pods or whatever you got. I prefer old school headphones, like something like this. I'm not really an ear pod guy. They're uncomfortable. It's kind of, Now, some airlines get you beautiful headphones as part of your flight, as part of your package. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have been to these particular airlines. Y'all let me know. But I'm not quite sure if they give you the headphones as part of your ticket or they let you rent it. Whatever the case may be, these are very nice headphones. Check it out. So this is like pretty much new headphones because you got like a lot of them in plastic, like right here, you got them in plastic and whatnot. So these are probably mostly new headphones. Now I'm sure they're not going to be free. I guess they could be free depending on what you pay for the ticket. If you on a flight and you did pay $5,000 for the ticket, throw in a pair of headphones. It wouldn't be a big thing for the part of that $5,000 you spent for the ticket. But if not, then you probably just got to buy it as an extra. So they're going to give you headphones. And even if you don't have one of these big fancy pair, Fly Delta or something like that, you get them little earbuds for free. So it's no problem. All right, let's keep on going here. Now, this is the kind of thing people do in public on planes and everywhere that has caused this rule to be a thing. Okay, let's look. Bro, why do all of that in this ATM place? You having a whole concert on your phone, just out loud. Would it be too much for you to have a pair of headphones? You got on a cross jacket, a fanny pack type situation, and a book bag, and a hoodie, and jeans. You got a lot of pockets, a lot of storage. Somewhere in there could have been a pair of headphones. Real easy. When I travel, I bring my headphones with me. I could travel and have outfits, headphones, camera equipment, all of that in his particular setup. I can have all that in there. Okay. Yeah, and the music is bad. You're not playing no classical music or nothing like that. Okay, you're playing just bad music. I don't want to hear your mixtape, bro. I don't hear your cousin's mixtape. I don't want to hear nothing. Put your headphones on, enjoy it by yourself. I don't want to listen to it. Now, as I said, somebody already got caught. Somebody has already violated the no headphones policy. Just that quick. It's been around for less than a week, and somebody already violated it. Okay, and I got the video. Now, let's go ahead and put it up right quick. It's going to be a reveal to see how this person looks. You ready? Let's get into it.
I paid money for it, and I played a video for 30 seconds at 50% sound. And that's the reason you're kicking me off? Because I said that sounds like your problem. Your staff had a that they didn't accept that, and that sounds like a damn problem. Go ahead and call the police. It's okay for me to play a 30-second video. Yes, please record me. Thank you for recording me. I played a video for 30 seconds. Come on. Go ahead.
Yeah, go in front of them.
Okay. 30 seconds.
Thank you, officer.
I paid money for it.
All right, there we go. So, hey, they're enforcing the rule. You want to be on your phone, playing videos, all that kind of stuff. Okay, we didn't already told you can't do that now. And I'm sure during their pre-flight instructions, they say, hey, we got a new rule. If you want to enjoy your media on your phone, please wear headphones. If you do not have any, wants to be given to you. She probably already got that whole spiel, but what did she do? That's a you problem. It's like, ma'am, you are not exempt from this. Everyone will be held accountable. Everyone must follow these rules. You're not exempt, so it is what it is. All right, crashing out. And you know what? I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not getting kicked off the flight over some headphones or something like that. They say, wear your headphones, it's not a big deal. Just follow the rules, and you'll be all right. So there we go. There we go. All right, now speaking about loud, inconsiderate people. Now this was on Broadway, a performance of Mamma Mia. Now, I guess some people were in the crowd singing along a little bit too much, and the guy in front of them was like, look, where's the security at? They're interrupting me. They're interrupting the whole show. They're in my ear singing the whole night. What's going on? And let's watch this, and you tell me, are you on his side or their side?
I need a security over here now. Because these ladies and this whole session's going to vouch for it. You want to make a scene? I'm going to make a scene. Mess with my teenage nieces again. Where is their security guard? I need security right here. Because this whole section knows they've been loud and obnoxious. Now they want to use profanity in front of my nieces. I'm so sorry. Once you start messing with my teenage nieces, then I got an issue with that. Like you've never heard this language. No, man. I'm sorry. I've been more than patient. Everybody in the section. I need a security over here.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to speak up and say something. Sometimes. Now, normally, me, when things are going on and it's not all the way right, I'm going to just wait a little bit. I'm going to wait until it gets to like a boiling point. Now, his boiling point was the whole thing with the nieces. Messing with my nieces, where's all the line? I get it. I totally understand. He might have been hearing them, Mama Mia, the whole night, right? Okay, I'm going to just let it ride. And then when they get a little bit too far, they cross that red line. Now he's going to go nuclear. So, hey, it is what it is. I understand. I've been there. Hey, been there, done that. Been there, done that. Not quite like that, making the whole big scene in front of the whole theater, but I feel your pain, bro. I really do. But what do y'all think? You on his side, the lady's side, nobody's side? And again, this is a Broadway performance of Mamma Mia. Okay, a musical. Yeah, I think he might have got arrested. I think he might have gotten arrested. But I don't see anything in there about him getting arrested, but that could have happened. Okay, that most certainly could have happened. As a live theater, yeah, it was during a performance. So it was during a live performance of Mamma Mia on Broadway. And while the musical was happening, the women he was talking about were singing loudly to each song. Then it became profanities and just extra stuff that he didn't like. So he said, you know what? I had enough security. Hey, it was them. It was them. Come get them. Please come get them right now. They're right there in front of me. That's what he did. Now, I get it. I totally understand. All right. He's in the wrong. You're on this side. Handle it better. I'm seeing difference of opinion. That's good. That's very good. It's not all one-sided. The gay uncle. Hey, probably so, right? Because you're taking your nieces to Mamma Mia. That's what you're doing with your time. You know, let's go outside. Let's go top golf. Let's go shoot some guns anyway. Now, let's speaking about maybe funny guys, maybe President Trump. Some people don't like Trump being funny. Some don't like him being humorous. I think it's clownish. It's just a performance. He just should be a talk show host like Volodymyr Zelensky. Anyway, they don't like his way, his manner. But I think it is good. He's a real person. He's not trying to be funny, in my humble opinion. He's just being all the way real. And the best humor comes when it's unintentional. But let's watch what he says here while speaking to Latin American leaders about their language, about picking the panty.
I'd love to get to your countries at some point. Marco loves going to your countries. He's always at one of these countries. He likes your countries the best, okay? He's got a language advantage over me because I'm not learning your damn language. I don't have time. I was okay with languages, but I'm not going to spend time learning your language. That much I won't do. Just give me a good interpreter. Interpreter, very important. And I know if somebody's good. I may not speak the language, but I know I had an interpreter recently that wasn't good, talking to a very strong person from a different part of the world. When you go, when I give a long, flowing, beautiful sentence, and in this case it was a woman, and she gave it in about 1/4 the time, I said, well, their language may be efficient, but it's not that efficient. I'd love to.
Exactly. So shout out to President Trump. Shout out to him. Hey, I understand where you're coming from 100%. It's like, look, I got a whole lot going on running the nation. I don't speak Spanish. I'm 80 years old. I'm not going to learn. Okay, we got interpreters, Marco Rubio, etc. I'm not going to learn a language. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. They get it. Again, he's in a room full of Latin American leaders. So they understand what he's saying 100%. They didn't want him that, you can't Taco Bell, speaking bad Spanish. Just get the policies right. I think somebody in the comments was like, we don't care about learning the language. Just rid us of these narco terrorists. Get them El Menchos out of here. Get what you did with El Mencho. Okay, fabuloso. Okay, gracias, el amigo. Okay, thank you for that. We appreciate you, boss. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about Duolingo. Worry about sending them cruise missiles through the front door of the cartel leaders. That's all you got to do. Now, speaking about Marco, here he is talking about speaking the Spanish. Now, he's going to speak a little bit here. And if you speak Spanish, let me know how he did. Okay? Let's check him out.
Cover in Spanish. You all right about that? Oh, good. Please. We don't need an interpreter for this one. Quiero darle las gracias. I think I'm a good interpreter. You'll find out in a second. But las gracias a los países que están aquí hoy. Estos países, primero, el presidente ha hecho esta región una prioridad en su administración. Hay muchos presidentes que han dicho que lo van a hacer, pero él lo ha hecho y se lo agradecemos. Y muy agradecido a los 12 países que están aquí hoy. Estos son países que no solamente son aliados, son amigos. Son países que siempre responden cuando hay una necesidad y trabajan en conjunto con nosotros y queda mucho por hacer. Estos son países que tienen una gran población, mucho potencial y queremos ser sus socios en desarrollar sus países, sus economías y su seguridad. Y le doy las gracias de verdad por estar aquí en el día de hoy con nosotros.
All right, there we go. So, hey, if you speak Spanish, how did he do? Did he do good? Marco is so good. I'm telling you. Like, let him become the president. Let him do it. He's going to be on Telemundo, all of that. Speaking fluent, perfect Spanish is going to be great. You're going to be able to communicate with so many more people. Like, I know people, they speak Spanish they speak English in these places to a certain extent, but when you can speak directly in someone's language, it's better. Okay, like, I don't speak Chinese, so if Xi Jinping is speaking in his language and not directly in English, it's more difficult to understand. You hear it in an interpreter, you're taking their word for it. I'd rather hear it straight from you, from your own mouth, in a way that I understand. Speak straight to my ears directly. And Marco can most certainly do that. So shout out to Marco Rubio. 2028, I hope you're the president. And if you're not the president, you got to be somewhere in the administration for sure. Okay. Now, all I heard in there was países, that means country. I heard some Spanish in there, but I couldn't really put it all together. It was kind of like, something about countries, and I don't know. I couldn't really get the whole thing. I got to work on my Spanish. But what do you guys think about that? Hold on. Christopher Waltney says, ABL, do you think Trump regrets calling Little Marco? I mean, that's years ago. It's water under the bridge. It's okay. You know how it is. As men, we can fight each other, and then we could be okay afterward. We got to have a fist fight and immediately shake hands, be okay. So it's okay. That's water under the bridge. It's competition. Because that was during the whole presidential campaign in 2015, 2016, when he ran the first time. When all that whole big, group of guys were all trying to compete. It was like 10 guys in the primary. Marco Rubio, Chris Christie, Ben Carson, a bunch of guys were in the race trying to become Jeb Bush was there, and Jeb got it the worst. Oh my God. Jeb had been the same since. I ain't seen Jeb since then. I might see Jeb every now and again. I don't need to see Jeb when somebody die. Like, it could be Jimmy Carter Jr. Like, where Jeb at? I don't know. He don't want to come outside. Anyway. Now, speaking about Marco and Hispanics and speaking Spanish, here he is talking about Cuba at the same event.
I've been hearing, as a little boy, I'd be hearing about Cuba. Cuba's a disaster. But I've been hearing so much about Cuba. But Cuba is in its last moments of life, as it was. It'll have a great new life, but it's in its last moments of life the way it is. And but our focus right now is on Iran, and we'll do that. I would say, what will you do? Take about 2 days off, Marco? No, he won't. Maybe an hour. He'll take 1 hour off, and then he'll finish up a deal on Cuba. That'll be an easy one. But it'll be the entire region that we're doing that. Many of you have come today, and they say, I hope you can take care of Cuba, because you've had problems with Cuba, right? You mentioned. I've been hearing guys.
There we go. So again, he's speaking to Latin American leaders, and he's saying to them, you guys have told me, hey, can you do something with Cuba? It's the same thing with Iran. I told y'all, because I talked to an Iranian lady recently, nice as nice could be, very nice lady. She told me, she put me to the side. She was like, look, I know you have a big following. I follow you. I like what you got going on. Do you know anybody that follows Trump? Do you follow Trump? Does he follow you? Can you reach anyone in the administration? Hey, if you can reach anyone in the administration or Trump himself, tell Trump, or tell them to tell Trump to push the button on Iran. Push the button on Iran, please. That's what she told me, an Iranian lady. And that's probably the same sentiment being echoed for Cuba and other parts of the world. But definitely Cuba, because Cuba is going to be an issue. Cuba is a place where they're going to be dependent upon somebody, meaning a power in the world. The East or the West. It's not going to be them being independent right now, in my humble opinion. They're going to need Russia, China, or they're going to need the U.S. Simple. So it's got to be us. We could let it be them, and then Cuba now becomes a threat to us, the same way it has been for a while, or the same way it was. But anyway, there were some soldiers killed in Iran. I believe it might have been, I don't want to say how many. Hold on. Let me see if I can just Google it right quick. How many soldiers killed in Iran 2026? So 6 troops. Okay, 6 troops. All right, 6 troops. And here is Trump talking about that specifically.
Different manner than they thought they'd be coming home. But they're great heroes in our country, and we're going to keep it that way. There's always, when it comes to war, there's always that. But we're going to keep it to a minimum, I think, Pete, and going to be something, a service that we're really providing, not for the Middle East, but for the world. These were sick people, very sick people. Different manner than they thought they'd be coming home.
All right, there we go. So RIP to the troops that passed away, to those who were killed in action over there in Iran. They have come home, and hopefully these casualties are kept to a minimum. That's what we can all hope. That's what we hope. Okay, now, speaking about Iran, here he is talking about Iran a little bit more on the airplane. Let's give an update on how we're doing.
We're winning the war by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire. It'll continue, I'm sure, for a little while. But very proud of the people, the parents. The parents were so proud of their boy, as they call him, my boy. In case the young lady. The parents are so proud. Many of them are military parents, as you know. So it's, but it's always a very sad thing. The war itself is going unbelievably. It's as good as it can be. We're winning the war.
There we go. So shout out to President Trump giving an update. You know, we're doing well according to him. Now, I'm going to show you an interesting graphic here. This is going to be a map of maritime traffic in the water in the Strait of Hormuz before the war started and then after. Now, again, this is the Strait of Hormuz. This is a strait. This landmass up here, that's all Iran. This island right there is all Iran. Okay, and right here, this little top piece is Oman. But the larger country of Oman is, you got the Saudi Arabian Peninsula, and then at the end of the peninsula, you have Yemen on the west, Oman on the east. But Oman kind of curves up, and this is like a little exclave of Oman. Right here, right beneath this little Oman piece, that is UAE. Dubai is right there. You see all that traffic right here? That's Dubai. So, as I was saying earlier, I wouldn't want to go to Dubai considering how close Iran is. It's right there. Anything pops off, Dubai's right there. They could just launch. They could pretty much throw a paper plane and hit you right there. That's a little bit too close for comfort. Now, again, no sound here, but you're going to see traffic from before the war started until after. You see how it pretty much just stopped or slowed all the way down. Now, some parts are going to need to have traffic still. You can see probably like an oil rig right there. Okay. Maybe went out here and then Dubai's right there. So, yeah, definitely that's going to impact global trade. You're going to have oil, natural gas, all kind of stuff that's going to be affected. I'm seeing gas prices tick up. Normally, where I live, I can get gas for I can get A7 for like $2.50. I just paid $2.99. It's probably higher than that right now. So I'm not feeling the higher gas prices. But I got to ask myself this. How would the gas prices be under a President Kamala Harris or a President Joe Biden? I'm not sure that it would be better. Matter of fact, I know it wouldn't be better. So, hey, it is what it is. I'll prefer the much cheaper gas. That's what I prefer. And hopefully we can get this war over with pretty quickly and get everything back to normal so the gas prices go back down. That's my hope. Okay, gas is going up. Hey, I paid $2.99. Normally it's like $2.40, $2.35, $2.45. Now that's still low compared to California. Hey, California guys and girls, what are y'all paying for gas right now? If you're living in California, NorCal, SoCal, whatever you are, how much are you paying for a gallon of gas, A7 regular in California? Here, again, I just paid $2.99 yesterday. Okay, I just filled up $2.99 yesterday. What are you guys paying? Faye Samuel says last week, $2.24 in Southeast Texas. Ooh, very nice. Diesel is, what was that, $4 something? $4.85 in Alabama? Wow. Byron says as high as 411 here in Las Vegas, Nevada for 87 octane. Wow. Brew Story says SoCal is currently 519 premium. J. Balu says went from 289 to 329 in Florida overnight. Yep, pretty much same thing here. 379 in Florida. Wow. It's getting a little bit California-like in Florida. 430 for diesel. Hold on. Out of the Mud Ministry says Alabama 330 for regular, cheap. Lord Spike Protein 458 regular. What's that? California? Good grief. Good grief. 3.7. Like y'all paying $3. I ain't gonna try to say your name. Shaka Russ Sanders 319 in Dallas Fort Worth. Matt 379 in suburban Chicago. Stupid Nickel 579 in Napa. 579 in Napa, California. Oh my goodness. Darren D. Hill, or Darren Dill, pardon me, says went up 75 cents in 1 week. And Tara says 309 in the A. Shout out to ATLA and TAGA. 309. Yeah, it's gonna be, and inside the city of Atlanta, like if you're in West Midtown, somewhere like that, it's gonna be even more because you're right in the heart of the city. Once you get further out, it's probably I know it's a lot cheaper. Anti-Phantom says 459 in Florida. Wow. So hopefully, again, we get these gas prices down pretty quickly. Now, speaking about gas, an oil refinery got hit in Iran. So that might cause the price of gas and whatnot to be fluctuating. I would say that. Increase. Put it to you that way.
چیکار داره میکنه پشمام نزدیک پالایشگاه شهرداری امروز شنبه.
Now, all the noise in the background, what is that? Is that the prayer or what is that? I don't know exactly what's going on, but yeah, that's a lot happening with the oil refinery. This is south of Tehran, Iran, and Tehran's the capital. I'm not sure if it's in the capital or south of the capital, but either way it goes, this person is filming from the capital, so you can see what's happening right there. So you do stuff like that. Of course, that's to cut off money to the regime. But it's also going to cut off other things. It's going to impact the world. All right, let's keep on going here. This is B-52 bomber. Okay, CENTCOM has dropped footage of the iconic B-52. Let's just watch this right quick. And RIP in advance to the headphone users. Let me get a little bit less sound and let's let it rock and roll. There we go. So there it is. At B-52, man, you see that? Good luck. Good luck. All right, let's keep on going here. Now, speaking about planes and air travel again, quite a few passengers, quite a few travelers were stranded over in the Middle East because they shut down airspace, they shut down water space, they shut down means of travel. So it was like, okay, I'm in Dubai, I'm in somewhere in the Middle East, I'm just visiting. I got a return date, but I can't go to the airport because it's shut down. I can't go to the airport because we got other kind of stuff going on, drones and stuff happening. So what do I do? Okay, let's watch this.
We're trying to get some information on our flight that's tomorrow night. We don't have any information. No one's telling us anything. We cannot get into contact with anyone. We're trying to go home. That's the only thing that we want. We're trying to avoid any conflicts, but we're really worried because we don't have anything to know right now.
B-2. That's what I meant to say. B-2. Not B-52. B-2. B-2 bomber.
I have a flight to Dubai and it was basically cancelled now. On the way here, everything actually looked all set for me to be able to fly, but it's been suspended until noon tomorrow. I'm going there for work, so it's going to be a bit complicated.
And a lot of guys, they go to these places like UAE to find work. A lot of people from like Bangladesh and whatnot, they go over there for work. And the thing about them, it's kind of like a slave city. If you go to Dubai and you're like South Asian, you're treated like, I don't know, man. I don't like that whole energy of how that is. But for them, they want that because what do they have in their home country? Was I correct, Mr. Rich? Thank you. So I was right. It was not the B2, it was the B52. Okay. I just want to make sure I won't trip in. I make sure I won't hallucinate and seeing things that are not there. So yeah, hopefully if you're over there trapped, you're able to get to your destination. You're able to get back home or wherever you're trying to go. All right. Now, so here is a new segment about it. Let's see what he says. I've not watched this yet. Shout out to the Gavin Newsom. I like that little spike here. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, let's watch.
So what is the U.S. government telling the nearly 1 million Americans stranded in this conflict zone? Sorry, we can't help you yet. Now, Secretary of State Rubio has said that they're starting to organize charter flights. That's going to be really complicated because this is a conflict zone with missiles and warplanes and drones crisscrossing the sky. That's going to take a lot of deconfliction and coordination to ensure that those flights are safe. In the meantime, the travelers we've spoken to say that the State Department and that embassies are telling them, hey, listen, there's nothing we can do right now directly to help you. So I spoke to one woman here in the Tel Aviv area who was trying to get home to her 2-year-old son in Chicago. She's pregnant with twins. She took a bus or a train to a bus to get down to the Egyptian border, a 5-6 hour trip, then cross the border into Egypt, then a flight to Athens, then to Munich, then to Chicago, a process that she said would take her about 2.5 days. And she's one of the lucky ones because in so many areas here in this region, you just can't get out at all.
There you go. So we have some chartered flights happening from the State Department, including one using the New England Patriots football team plane. All right, let's watch.
And sharing this.
Wow, RIP to the headphone users. Goodness gracious. Let's start from the top. All right, I need a new pair of eardrums after that one.
And sharing this photo of Americans in the Middle East boarding a New England Patriots team plane. Assistant Secretary of Global Public Affairs Dylan Johnson says the chartered State Department flight landed safely in Washington, D.C. this morning. Johnson also says the flight was entirely paid for by the State Department and that the Patriots organization was not involved in the flight.
All right, there we go. So shout out to the Patriots for lending their plane, I suppose. Shout out to them. Now, here is John Carl, ABC reporter, talking about how available Trump is. You could call him, you can reach him, and he will answer your call. He'll talk to you. He's accessible. And that's a good thing. You got times like this happening. You got war happening. You got all kind of stuff going on. It's good to be accessible as a president. But most presidents don't do this. All right, let's check it out. And that's right, Mr. Rich. Hey, you take whatever flight you can get. And go Pates. Go Pats. All right, here's John Carl, ABC reporter John Carl talking about Trump's availability, Trump's openness, Trump's accessibility.
Started to read the statement to me, and then he pressed send and said, look, you can see it now. You can see it now. I've covered 5 different presidents. I have never seen one other than Donald Trump, who regularly takes phone calls from reporters. So I thought I would talk a little bit about that. I've spoken to him over the phone 3 times since the military operation, the war against Iran started. In each of those cases, I simply called him and he answered. Some of the conversations are short, some of them can be quite lengthy. I talked to him today during the middle of the afternoon, and the call lasted for about 20 minutes. When I called, I was actually calling to ask him because if he was firing Kristi Noem, because ABC News was about to report that had happened. And it turned out that he was, as I was talking to him, reviewing the statement that he would put out saying that she was leaving office. And he told me he was sitting there with Marco Rubio, and he started to read the statement to me, and then he pressed send and said, look, you can see it now. You can see it now. And sure enough, while we were talking, it appeared on Truth Social, him saying that Kristi Noem was leaving and being replaced by Mark Wayne Mullen. The conversation then turned to Iran, obviously, the really big story and major decision which may define not just his presidency, but his entire political career. And I have to say, he just sounded incredibly triumphant. He said to me, they're calling me the GOAT, greatest of all time. And he asked me, and this is one of the unusual things, he asked me if I thought it was impressive, meaning the war. He said, what do you think of the performance? He clearly feels that he is a president right now that is almost unlimited in his power, and he feels that he can do no wrong. And he told me, well, in the first term, I built the military. In my second term, I am using it.
That's a bar. That's most certainly a bar. In the first time I built it, second time I'm using it. And he's right about that. He's most certainly right about that.
But again, the conversation goes on, and it's in the middle of the day, in the middle of the war. He had just fired his Secretary of Homeland Security, just replaced her, and he's available and talking about it. It's very unique.
There we go. So again, that is ABC reporter John Carl, been there a long time, well respected, saying that he could just call Trump. He's going to answer the phone. A lot of guys say that. I think somebody said Kid Rock called Trump in the middle of the night and he answered. He's an available person. And what I saw a video about this. I don't know where it's at. I can't play it, but people were saying that the most successful guys they know are the most available. They're going to answer the phone. Now, I'm not saying I'm Donald Trump or nothing like this. I got a long way to go. I'm a young man compared to Donald Trump, but I'm like that. Like, people call me all the time. I answer the phone if I can. If I can, I'm going to answer the phone. Like, if I'm not streaming or something like that, I'm going to answer the phone. I could be in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, on the toilet, chilling. You call me, yo, what up? You in the bathroom? Yeah, but it's all right. Yeah, I'm like that. So again, shout out to John Carl, shout out to President Trump for being available, for being accessible. Now, here is Bill Maher's take on the Iran war. I've not heard. I want to hear this. I've not heard this yet. I'm interested to see what he has to say. All right, let me get him on the screen right here, and let's let it go ahead and rock. Oh, and if y'all call my number to this show, that's not my actual phone number. So all you're going to get is if you get a dial tone. I don't know how you got that because it don't even ring when I'm not on the show. But let's watch this.
Also, this week, war. Did you hear about that thing? We bombed Iran, and it's going on. Now, have you expected me to say I hate it? I don't. Sorry. When he puts boots on the ground, yeah, then I'll hate it. Now, I know too many happy Iranian Americans. Sorry.
I got to pause copyright because they love doing that on these channels. And I think at a certain point, if you got content on the internet, just let everybody do their fair use. Don't be trying to play games, because it never really works out. I can always challenge it, and you're not going to sue me. If you sue me, I'm going to win. Anyway.
You cannot name one horrible thing that has happened in the Middle East in the last 50 years and not connect it to this fascist theocracy. They're like 6 degrees of they don't eat bacon. And it's popular. I mean, Iranians all over the world are doing the Trump dance. Have you seen that? The whole world is jerking off two guys at once now.
All right. See, you always got to be some kind of freak nasty stuff. See, look, you know what, Bill Maher? I'm so sorry. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Bill Maher. See, this is why I don't play people like this, because why you got to be nasty like that? You know what I mean? I could have done without that. I could have done without it. You know what I mean? Anyway. But Bill Maher's like that, though. Bill Maher, I know you've been outside, too. Bill Maher kind of like Puff Daddy a little bit on the low, but that's a different story. And we're a family show, so I apologize if you got little kids watching. We're going to move right along. We're going to move right along. Now, here is, ironically enough, something that is probably a little bit less disgusting as what Bill Maher just did, okay? A tribute for Ayatollah Khamenei. Imagine that. Hey, imagine that. A tribute for this guy who was like hated all over the world in New York City, and it's not even really that bad. Let's watch this, shall we?
I just wanted to talk to you about why you're out here this evening. What are you here for tonight?
I'm here because it is absolutely disgusting that we're having this memorial right here. It might as well have a Nazi rally or a memorial to Hitler.
So do you support President Trump and what they're doing in Iran?
Definitely. President Trump came to our help.
Why are you out here this evening?
So we're here to show everybody the Iranian, they don't like the regime.
Do you support what President Trump's doing?
Yes, Hatman, of course. We love Trump and we love Netanyahu.
My family, they're in Iran, but all of them, they fighting against the regime. And we are happy about this. We won this war. This war is not about Iranian people. This war is against the Islamic Republic.
He is the most anti-Semitic, the most evil, the most oppressive dictator in the last 80 years.
There you go. So, yeah, people are mourning Ayatollah Khamenei's death. The supreme leader of Iran, they're mourning his death. And people say, you know what? We're not going to stand for that. We're going to go be the opposition. We're going to be the opposing voice. And let me see if I can find the picture that they were holding up. Okay, so you see my man right here, Reza Pahlavi. That is the exiled Iranian crown prince. His father, King Reza Pahlavi, right there in that other picture. He died 1 year after the Muslims took over Iran, 1979, died in 1980. His son has been in exile, and I think it's over here in the U.S. And a lot of some Iranians maybe want him to go back over there to be the leader. But they asked Trump, they were like, well, he says that Reza Pahlavi may be an important figure to some people, but inside the country of Iran, he's not necessarily popular because he's been gone for a long time. Okay, let's keep on going here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, speaking about crazy people, some of the Muslims out there in New York City, somebody want to try to play games. They threw an object and yelled Allahu Akbar. Now listen, I'm going to ask y'all a question. If someone throws an object, some kind of ball, some kind of cylinder, something into a crowd, yells Allahu Akbar and runs away, what do you think? Time to die. Prepare to die. Prepare to get injured. Prepare to get some gas I'm going to inhale. It's going to be a bad day, okay? Somebody did that in New York City. Let's watch.
Yo, this nigga threw a bomb, bro. Yo, he threw a bomb. Yo, did he throw a bomb, bro?
One more time. Let's start from the top.
Yo, this nigga threw a bomb, bro. Yo, he threw a bomb. Yo, did he throw a bomb, bro? Nice. That shit stinks. That shit stinks. Yo, did he just throw an Allah Akbar bomb, bro? Yo, that shit stinks. You know damn well that wasn't me, though. That was crazy. He threw an Allah Akbar cocktail at y'all. That was some wild shit, bro. And y'all saying them niggas is good?
Allahu Akbar cocktail is hilarious. Shout out to the guy who was recording it. Hey, it stinks. They threw an Allahu Akbar cocktail. But yo, man, look, I don't know what you got going on, bro. I don't know what you have going on in your life, but sir, man, that's the easy way to get yourself deleted. Allahu Akbar, man, you playing games. You playing a little bit too much. That's like the kids that are put on a long black trench coat to go to school. You playing too much, bro. And I don't know what that was. It smells bad. It might be some kind of prank, some kind of TikTok thing. Hey, man, y'all trying to go viral for the internet. Hey, you might not even, and the funny part is, you might not even go viral. If you do go viral, it's because you dead or something crazy like that. But anyway, yeah, don't play around like that, bro. That's not a very good look. Now, I don't know exactly what that was, but it was something. Oh, matter of fact, we have an update on it. So they were some kind of devices. I don't think it was just a prank. It was something. Let's hear from them out there in Gotham City, aka New York City.
At approximately 12:38 p.m., a counter-protester identified as Amir Balat, an 18-year-old man, lit and threw an ignited device toward the protest area, landing in the crosswalk of East 87th Street and East End Avenue. Witnesses reported seeing flames and smoke as it traveled through the air before it struck a barrier and extinguished itself a few feet from police officers. Mr. Balat then ran southbound on East End Avenue toward 86th Street and gets a second device from a man tentatively ID'd as Ibrahim Nick, 19 years old. Mr. Balat lights the device and starts running with it. He then drops the device on the west side of East End Avenue between East 86th and East 87th Streets. Officers immediately secured the area and they took both men into custody. This was all captured on NYPD Argus camera. The bomb squad responded and examined the devices. Based on preliminary examination and X-ray imaging, the devices, which were a bit smaller than a football, appear to be a jar wrapped in black tape, importantly with nuts, bolts, and screws, along with a hobby fuse that could be lit. At this time, we do not yet know whether the devices were...
Okay, so there we go. So I'm not sure if the hobby fuse, you guys might know more about that than me. I don't know if it can actually ignite the device and make it blow up, but from what they said in that clip right there that ran out, if you have a jar full of basically shrapnel, because, okay, if you have a device that can blow up and the glass container full of all this stuff, this debris, that can be shrapnel and that can be very dangerous. Just that right there could cut you up, kill you, injure you very badly. You could lose an eye, all of that. It's all bad. So yeah, you have Muhammad 1 and Muhammad 2 doing something like that in Gotham City, New York City. That's all bad. Now, Zoran, are you going to come out and condemn that? Are you going to come out and condemn radical Islam? You Muslim nature, Zoran. Are you going to come out and say, I'm a peaceful Muslim. Muslims are peaceful. I condemn the radical Islam. Are you going to say that or nah? I don't anticipate that coming, but we'll see. We will see how the Muslim mayor of New York City handles that. We're gonna see. Okay. Now, speaking about Mom Donnie, here's an article. Suspicious devices outside mayor's residence. Smoke bombs reportedly thrown at protests. Okay. This is right around that same time. So you just saw the whole thing with the quote unquote smoke bombs or whatever that was that had shrapnel containers. And then you have some more things at his house. So, Mom Donnie, if you're Muslim and you got these guys doing stuff like that, and they might have put something at your house, what's going on? You got a little bit of infighting, the Sunni, the Shia, the Wahhabi, etc. What's going on, bro? All this doing Ramadan, ain't it Ramadan? Hey, it's Ramadan, ain't it? Shout out to the Muslims, but ain't it Ramadan? Should y'all be fasting and stuff like this? Why you out there throwing, shrapnel bombs? Oh, my bad. And there go the bomb right there. See the black tape? It's supposed to be Ramadan. It's supposed to be fasting and being peaceful, reading the Quran, praying 5 times a day. But what are you doing? Allahu Akbar, and throwing stuff in the crowd that could have exploded and hurt people. Okay. You know what? If you were focused on just doing your prayers and your fasting, maybe you wouldn't be out here with a smoke bomb. But such is life. It is what it is. So there go Muhammad number 1 and Muhammad number 2 got arrested. There we go. There we go. All righty. Now, here is... Hold on. What are we going to do here? This is going to be, okay, Kamala Harris talking about Iran.
Greatest ever.
From 2024, remember that CBS interview? Was this the one where they changed their answer? Hold on. CBS interview, Kamala answer. I think this is when they changed their answer. Yes, I believe so. And remember, that's where Trump had sued them. So remember this right here? Hold on, let me put it on the screen right quick. Remember this interview from CBS when she ran for like 2 months or whenever that was, however long that was?
Bill, it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Do we have...
Okay, so that was, you get the general idea. They aired one answer on the internet, and then when that answer did not do very well on the internet, when they aired it on television, they aired a whole different answer the very next day to the same question. It was the same exact question with two different answers from Kamala. I was like, man, on the same interview. See, if she had said, pardon me, if she said different things in different interviews is one thing, but it was the same interview. They just changed the answer to one that fit the narrative better. Now, from that same interview, she was asked about Iran. So let's go to a piece from that interview and then from what she said recently to compare and contrast to see how much has changed since then.
Greatest adversary.
Well, there are different reasons that we should be thoughtful about each. Most recently, I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. And look, I mean, Iran has American blood on their hands. Donald Trump has dragged us into a war the American people do not want. He has put American troops in harm's way. I unequivocally oppose this war of choice, and everyone should. I mean,
all right, though. So, I mean, what's going on? Kamala, you said one thing back in 2024 when you're running for president for your little brief baby campaign, and now you're saying something else. So which one is it? I'm just trying to understand. Why'd you change your mind? Why is your opinion different? Now, let's go to Kamala again. Here she is at the funeral of Jesse Jackson, giving you a unburdened by what has been soundbite. I don't know why she keeps going back to that little soundbite, to the little phrase she does. It's not very popular. You know, it's not very popular. If you keep going out on stage and you keep saying this, you keep getting mocked for what you say, I would suggest you do something else. But hey, people do what they want to do, I suppose. Check it out.
understand, as has been said, the beauty that comes after the storm when we see what is possible and what can be unburdened by what has been. As he once said, when a barrier falls for one of the locked out, it opens the doors for all. And that is what he told me, and what he taught me, and how he inspired me. Understand, as has been.
All right, so there goes some word salad again. Zero nutrition. I can't do a thing with that word salad, not in the least bit. Okay, now here is Joe Biden looking all of 1,000 years old. Of course, 1,000 years old, easy.
If I told you all earlier when I was a kid I had a cleft palate or a club foot, none of you would have laughed. But it's okay to laugh at stuttering.
So I guess maybe they were laughing about his stuttering when he said something before. And it's like, well, if I had a club foot, you wouldn't have laughed. All right, man, stop crying.
I'm not being critical of you, but think about it. It's the one place where people think you're stupid. Oh, really? I'm a hell of a lot smarter than most of you. But all kidding aside, if I told you.
All right, now some were trying to make that be like he was insulting black people. I don't know about that. That's kind of a stretch. I'm not going to just stretch this on for no reason, just to get a gotcha. I think he always says that. He does it to everybody. You know, I'm smarter than everybody. I could do push-ups even though I'm 1,000 years old. Oh, okay, great, fantastic. It really don't matter for real because whatever you say about your mental fortitude, about your physical dexterity. It doesn't really matter because we all at a certain point get old, and you are at that particular point in your life, and it's all right. I would say to a guy like Joe Biden, just sit down and rest. It's over with. Your life is, been what it is. Now just sit down. And if you're not sitting down, it's because you just kind of enjoy doing it. You want a hobby. You want a hobby. Your hobby is going out there and speaking, barely speaking. Now here is Barry O, okay, Mr. Barack Obama, talking about MAGA being bullies and whatnot, but Jesse's son, Jesse Jackson Jr., requested that the speakers leave politics at the door, that they don't bring politics here. But of course, that wish was not granted. As you may or may not saw my video earlier, check it out.
Today, we're told by those in high office to fear each other and to turn on each other, and that some Americans count more than others, and that some don't even count at all.
So what is he speaking about here? The illegal aliens? Illegal aliens are not Americans. They're human beings. Yes, of course. They're human beings, but they're not Americans. It's a difference. If I go to China illegally, am I Chinese? Do I have rights? Should I be there? Can I get arrested? Can I get in prison? Can I get deported? Yes to all the above. And if you get in prison in China, good luck with that. Hey, being incarcerated abroad, hey man, it's not like the way it is here. You go overseas, man, it might put you in slavery again, legally. And there's nothing you could do about it. There was a story where there was an African guy who got caught up in a Chinese factory and he couldn't get out. And he put a message in the toy. It was like, hey, I am stuck in the factory. Please come and save me. I cannot reach my mates back home. Please come save me now. I got to be making the Apple iPhone. I cannot do it anymore. But anyway, here is Mr. Barack Obama at the funeral.
Everywhere we see greed and bigotry being celebrated and bullying and mockery masquerading as strength.
Bullying, though, because, I guess their whole thing is because the quote-unquote MAGAs don't appreciate the LGBTQ element of P, X, Y, and Z, and we say something about it, that's bullying. Oh, okay, so when I say that a 12-year-old boy should not become transgender, is that bullying? When I say that a full-grown man looking like Hollywood Hulk Hogan should not go into the women's restroom or locker room or anything like that, or sorority house, that's somehow bullying. So the person victimizing people is now the bully. The person victimizing people is now the victim, and I'm the bully for saying that the bully shouldn't be bullying. If anything, we bully bullies, not the other way around, but I digress.
We see science and expertise denigrated while ignorance and dishonesty and cruelty and corruption are reaping untold rewards every single day. We see that. And it's hard to hope in those moments. So it may be tempting to get discouraged, to give in to cynicism. It may be tempting for some to compromise with power and grab what you can.
I'm gonna pause. I'm sorry for the pausing, but I got to. Barack Obama has this black preacher thing because he studied under Jeremiah Wright. Remember that guy? Not God bless America, got America, him. He was at that church for 20 years. And then when he became president, threw him under the bus because he said something about the Jays. I can't talk about that. Same thing with Farrakhan. He was around Farrakhan too, because they're both in Chicago. Farrakhan in Chicago headquarters, and so was Jeremiah Wright. So we studied under them to learn this whole black Baptist preacher thing. Because the reality is, Barack Obama grew up in Indonesia and Hawaii. Nothing about Indonesia or Hawaii says black Southern preacher. Your mom is white from America. Your dad is African and was not in the picture. So where do you get black preacher from? You got that as an adult because you were groomed into it. Anyway, your family members are the Bushes. So they saw you. Okay, next president, put him up. Send us to Chicago. Let them learn how to be black.
Or even for good people to maybe just put your head down and wait for the storm to pass. But this man, Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson, inspires us to take a harder path. His voice calls on each of us to be heralds of change, to be messengers of hope, to step forward and say, send me. Wherever we have a chance to make an impact, whether it's in our school, or our workplaces, or our neighborhoods, or our cities.
All right, there we go. So that is Barack Obama at Jesse Jackson's funeral, being very political, although Jesse Jr. said, let's not do that right now. Let's just give grace and give thanks and, just honor my father. Nope, can't do that. Politics. But, of course you're going to do that if you're Barack Obama, right? Of course you're going to do that. Anyway, let's keep on going here. Now, here is Slick Willie. Slick Willie. Good old Slick Willie at the funeral.
I don't think I've ever told anybody this. When the Congress was trying to run me out, and I was in that big impeachment fight.
Was that with Monica Lewinsky? I did not have, was that? Oh, okay.
Jesse called me one night in the White House. I thought he was calling me. He said, I don't want to talk to you. I want you to go get Chelsea. Now keep in mind, he's got all this other stuff going on. We got all this stuff. He called me to talk to my daughter to make sure she had her head in the game. And he prayed with her on the phone. And, a lot of people, it would never even have occurred to them to do that. And ever since Hillary and I went to visit Jesse in the hospital and Jackie and a lot of the family were there, I've been thinking about him, calling my daughter. He didn't know if I was going to be president in 6 months. He didn't know what was going to happen, but he liked Chelsea. I thought Shody had good taste.
All right. Hey, I'm telling you, Bill Clinton, I put out a video. It was a short video. I don't know if you guys may have seen it, depending upon where you follow me. If people think that Trump is like this really bad guy, they were not alive during Bill Clinton. I remember Bill Clinton very well. I was 8 years old when he got elected, 1992. I'll never forget it. I was watching that election at 8 years old. Yes, I was. That's the kind of kid I was. I've had glasses since then. I was a big nerd, always reading, always into politics. That was my thing. I remember Arsenio Hall with the saxophone. I remember all of that. And I remember Monica Lewinsky, the whole situation. Hurricane Andrew was right around his time as well, 1992. I remember all of that very well. Bill Clinton was, I call him Slick Willie. Very, very slick. Very, very slick and pretty much did whatever he wanted to do. You got an intern in the Oval Office doing whatever, okay? Just doing whatever. I mean, he didn't really care. Him and Hillary were crazy like that. Now, let's go back to the deposition right quick, okay? This was him kind of flirting a little bit with Nancy Mace. A little bit, with guys like Bill Clinton, their flirting and stuff is just natural. It's just how they talk. It's just how they communicate. And at this point, he don't even really care. Like he had them pictures, looking at it, like reminiscing about them pictures. The same way here. I'm gonna just kind of say what I gotta say, and it is what it is. Let's watch.
I didn't say anything for anything personal.
No, you didn't, but you had a great tone in your voice, and you're very good at it.
That's just. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Thank you. And I did not go to Yale Law School or any law school for that matter.
So this right here, look, the whole, you got the smile and everything, all of that. That's old school. I can't even really describe it. And then the whole leaning back and drinking, that's old school player all day long. Now I'm not going to confirm or deny if I've ever done that before or something like this whole thing. I'm not going to confirm or deny that game recognized game. I'm just saying, I think that's what that was. What do y'all think? Okay, one more time if you didn't catch it, and then I'll move on.
I didn't say anything for anything personal.
No, you didn't, but you had a great tone in your voice, and you're very good at it.
And the lawyer's like, come on. And the lawyer see it. Lawyer's like, yo, come on. Like, stop. Like, you don't got to be trying to do that, Nancy Mace. Because Nancy Mace, I ain't gonna lie. Can we be real? Can we be adults here and say that she looks very nice? I'm gonna just say that because we got little kids watching. Nancy Mace is hot. It is what it is for politics. Like if you put Nancy Mace compared to Nancy Pelosi, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious who's going to be easier on the eyes. You understand what I'm saying?
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. It is a compliment. Thank you. And I did not go to yell.
Drinking the drink is a compliment. And maintaining eye contact, that's old school player stuff. Look at this. And Hillary right there. He don't care. He had Monica in the Oval Office. He don't care. Anyway, let's keep on going here. Okay, I'm gonna replay the whole pictures thing, and then I'm gonna show you a parody of it. Okay, let's go ahead and play this right quick, and then I'll show you the, again, I know it's a replay, but I'm gonna show you this, and I'm gonna show you a parody.
Okay.
Mr. President, we have.
He had a good old time. He was having a good old time. He was reminiscing. He was like, "Oh, I remember that." And before I show you the parody, somebody said, "ABL, how about the Epstein files?" A distraction. There's nothing there. If you think that there's going to be some kind of new revelation that they found from the Epstein files in 2026, you're sadly mistaken. There's nothing there. So if you want to keep looking at these files to try to find something that pops out, then hey, knock yourself out. You could also just count grains of sand. You could count grains of dirt. You could count blades of grass in your lawn if you want to. I mean, if you want to do that with your time, that's fine. But asking me to count the blades of grass with you is a fool's endeavor. But anyway, here's a parody of Bill Clinton having a good old time looking at those pictures from back in the day with him and Epstein. Okay. The good old days. Let's watch.
Yep, that was a good day. Oh, that was his 50th. Yeah, that was his 50th right there. Oh, wow. We all looked so good. The pool, I don't remember, but the hot tub was big. It was so big. You could fit so many people in that hot tub. It was, do we have any pictures of it? There I am, right there in the hot tub. Oh. It was a fabulous Tuesday.
Do you have a question, Mr. President?
Yeah, do you have any more of these pictures? Oh, yeah, I just want to put them on my Instagram. Jeff and I were acquaintances. Barely knew the man. One more time, one more trip down memory lane. That's Tim. Remember Tim? Good days.
Hey, he was having a good old time up there on that deposition stage at that desk with the lawyers. And the lawyers can do the lawyers like, come on. Hey, the lawyers like, Bill, come on. Seriously? Really, you gonna do this right now? He ain't care. Oh, let me see you. Come on. He ain't care. Anyway, let's move on. All right. Now remember that guy that got his arm broken? The guy who was protesting and whatnot at the, okay, if you don't remember, this guy right here, okay? Now, I ain't gonna show too much of the video because his arm got demolished, okay? This guy right here, this guy right here, okay? Right there, that arm does not look very good. You got it up in the door and he's not trying to get out. It's a mess. But anyway, he was protesting about Israel and sending people to war for Israel, all this and that, okay? He has right to his opinion. Some of y'all agree with his opinion about not getting into war with Israel and whatnot. I understand. Not with Israel, but for Israel. Okay, we're not attacking Tel Aviv. We're attacking Tehran. But anyway, that guy. Now, I'm going to show you some more from him. I'm going to show you a little bit more about this guy. All right. Hold on. Let me put it back up. I almost closed it. Accidentally closed it. Let me put it back up. Here we go.
You think
this is him, I believe, beforehand. What's his name? His name is Brian McInnes, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. He's not in the service right now, but he was wearing his uniform. Okay.
You think the free
And here you're talking about free Palestine. Of course, right? Because why not? Why not say free Palestine?
You think the Free Palestine movement promotes hate? You're wrong. Please take it from me, an American veteran, Brian McGinnis. It's not. I am genuinely speaking up for Palestine because the Palestinians have been oppressed militarily for 77 years, and it is wrong. That's the true direction of hate here, is that the state of Israel is hating the Palestinians and is killing them and brutally terrorizing them for years and years and years. And now they're turning around and acting as if they're the victims and they're the ones that are experiencing hate. Just know that the Kafia and the Free Palestine movement are not a hateful group. We are standing up for justice, and don't believe the lies. That's just my plea to you. I'm not a devious person. I am a genuine person, and this is the truth. My family's Palestinian. They are great people. They harbor no hate. They are very loving. And so just please don't believe the lie that the Free Palestine movement is a hateful movement.
There you go. So that's the guy that was out there protesting and got his arm broke in that hearing out there at Capitol Hill. So what do y'all think? Okay, do you guys support this message? Do you guys support the cloth, the scarf and everything he has on? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Okay, and here he is in uniform, waving the Palestinian flag. All right, there he is in uniform, waving the flag. Now, that is crazy. Military guys and girls, please let me know. Would you ever do a thing like this? Waving the flag of a foreign nation when you're not in a nation, especially while wearing your U.S. military uniform. Would you guys do that? Now, I'm not a veteran, so I'm just speaking as a normie, an outside person, a regular civilian. If I was in the military, my dad was in the Marines. I never seen my dad with no other flag in no other country. I never seen that. I've seen him wave a flag at ceremonies and whatnot in his uniform, but never with nothing like that going on. Nah. Never with that going on. Not with a foreign country's flag. Okay, you have your right to an opinion, but waving a foreign country's flag in uniform.
Kristi Noem's marriage is.
Sorry about that. That was a YouTube video. That's why I put my videos on Twitter, so I don't do no auto start. But would you guys do that? Y'all let me know. Now, as you may have heard just now, Kristi Noem. So Kristi Noem got fired, and I'm going to say that right now since I'm right here. I'm reading the comments. I may not always comment, but I read them all the time. I put out the video about Kristi Noem being fired as DHS Secretary, Homeland Security Secretary. And I was seeing comments talking about, she didn't get fired, ABL. She got reassigned. She got promoted. She got a pay raise. I'm like, okay. I see that same comment over and over again, but I don't see anybody say what she got reassigned or promoted to. I don't see what she was paid before and what she's being paid right now. So let me just get this straight. Let me just tell you what's going on. So Kristi Noem was fired as DHS Secretary, and she will still working with the federal government, but in a different position that is nowhere near that level. She'll be the special envoy for some new thing that got going on. Okay, I can't even really describe it. We'll get to that in a minute. But it is nowhere near the same thing as being the secretary of the DHS. It's like, okay, if you are the Boston Celtics head coach and you get another job as the head janitor of the Celtics arena, you got fired. Okay, you got fired. It is what it is. You didn't get reassigned. You got fired. Anyway, let's just watch this, because the whole kerfuffle with Kristi Noem is Corey Lewandowski, a known pest, a troll. You know, have you guys ever seen Casino? If you've not seen the movie Casino, please do. Remember Ginger's boyfriend, that bum, like that halfway pimp, drug addict dude? That's how Corey Lewandowski is. And you wondering, how is this guy always with these women? He had Hope Hicks at one point. Remember her from back in the Trump's first term? The comms director. He's been with a lot of women in this space. And I think the reason he does that is to gain favor and entry into these spaces. He's kind of like a Fang Fang or a Yum Yum. He's a male version of a Chinese spy. But anyway, let's watch this about Kristi Noem and her boy toy, Corey Lewandowski. And by the way, she's been married for 34 years. He is also married for 21 years. And of course, not to each other, but let's watch.
Kristi Noem's marriage is under the microscope today after she was fired as Homeland Security Secretary following this disastrous appearance before Congress.
Have you had sexual relations?
And that was James Woods. Thank you. That was James Woods, who was the boyfriend in Casino. Let me start from the top. Pardon me. I got distracted.
Kristi Noem's marriage is under the microscope today after she was fired as Homeland Security Secretary following this disastrous appearance before Congress.
Have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Noem's husband, Brian, sat right behind her as she was grilled about Lewandowski, her top aide. His face was fixed in an angry scowl.
Imagine how you feel. You're the husband of 34 years. They probably got kids, grandkids, the whole thing. And your wife is being asked a question about having an affair, having relations with Corey Lewandowski. And you know that she has, because it's been going on for years. And what you going to do about it? Get divorced? All right. Well, that's going to be a whole dumpster fire right there. Let's continue.
Angry scowl. Brian Allen, a news anchor in Noem's home state of South Dakota, says the scandal is not going down well with her former constituents.
There's a sense of distaste among the folks in our part of the world when that specific topic comes up.
The Noems have been married for 34 years, and every year on their anniversary, they post this wedding photo. Happy 32nd anniversary to us. I love you, Brian, Kristi wrote in 2024. Now the question so many are asking, can this marriage survive the crisis? The New York Post quotes one of Brian Noem's family members who says he'll stand by his wife. Brian is a Christian man, and he believes that marriage is forever.
God bless you, bro. God bless you, because, hey, man, nah. Corey Lewandowski, man, look, somebody got to go. Either I got to go or he got to go. Either I got to go or he got to go. It is what it is. And it's not going to be me, so, you know what I mean, what we going to do?
Is forever.
Let's talk about Kristi Noem getting fired.
The late night comics had a field day with Noem's fall from grace.
Time to turn in your badge and your cowboy hat and your bigger cowboy hat and your flak jacket and your night vision goggles.
You never know with Trump. He either thinks she's bad at her job or he wants her to be the new supreme leader of Iran. So you don't know.
Noem's replacement, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, was as surprised as everyone else.
When did you find out, sir?
A little bit before you guys did.
According to CNN, one reason Trump chose him was because he loves watching Mullin on TV.
You want to do it now? I'd love to do it right now.
Oh, man, look, Mark Wayne, I'm not a big fan. I don't, you know what? I'm going to just say it. I don't like him. Too much, I don't know, frat boy. It's like Eric Swalwell. Might be gay. Something about him. If he's gay, it's okay. It's just like, it's a certain kind of energy that I feel that I don't really like. You want to go right now? You want to fight right now? What? Man, look, I'm not fighting nobody. Look, if I'm Mark Wayne or anybody else listening, if I'm in Oval Office, if I'm in Capitol Hill, if I'm in politics, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not doing no squabbling. None whatsoever. And if you touch me, I'm going to see you for everything you got. I'm going to see your pants all the way off. It is what it is, because I'm not trying to get locked up behind nobody. Like, I've done so good. I've done so good my whole life of not getting locked up. I know guys that have been in and out of the penitentiary I grew up with, friends of mine, best friends, in and out, even now in their 40s, still going to the penitentiary. I've not been that one time. And I'd be doggone if I go to the penitentiary for a guy named Mark Wayne.
You want to do it now? I'd love to do it right now. Well, stand your butt up then. You stand your butt up.
He once challenged a Teamster boss to a fight in the middle of a Senate hearing.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it. Is that your solution, every public? No, sit down. Sit down. Look at you. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active. For real, though. You're a senator, bro. I'm not going to fight you. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Nah, we're not going to fight. We're not going to do nothing. Touch me one time, man. It's going to be a lawyer named Rubenstein. The lawyer going to be named Rubenstein. Like Muhammad. It's going to be the opposite of that. It's going to be the J at your door. It's going to be a J at your door. Hello, Mr. Mark Wayne. Now, here's what you're going to get. It's going to be a wrap. Don't even worry about it. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate you for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. I have a lot left here, so give me some time. I have a lot left. Like that preacher. Hey, look, I know the game about to come on. The game's on at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever it is. But give me some time, okay? I'm going to get through this, and then I got a little bit more. Okay? Let's watch this here. This is about Kristi Noem's ad campaign, because the reason why she got fired is because she spent $220 million, 220 cold hard American cash dollars on an ad campaign, and that money flowed right back to Corey Lewandowski, the boyfriend, the special appointed employee of the State Department or whatever he is called. Let's watch this.
President Trump fires Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. This move comes after a fiery week of testimony on Capitol Hill. She's being replaced by Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin. Dick Brennan is here now with more on today's developments. Dick.
Oh, Christine, this is the first cabinet secretary fired by President Trump in this term. Many Democrats have been demanding she be fired for months, but it appears that the uproar over a series of ads featuring Noem on horseback is what prompted an apparently angry president to act. Kristi Noem's tenure at the Department of Homeland Security has seemingly been shaky for a variety of reasons, including her handling of the shooting of 2 Americans in Minneapolis.
That ain't the front. Like, see, what they're going to say on the mainstream media is that the Minnesota thing wasn't handled right. Nah, I think it was handled. I think she did a good job. She did a good job as DHS Secretary. She did a great job. The problem is off the field stuff, so to speak.
Good and Alex Pretty, accusing both of them of domestic terrorism.
What we've seen is a disaster under your leadership, Ms. Noem.
Noem was roasted this week at hearings on Capitol Hill. She was asked about her relationship with her close aide, Corey Lewandowski.
Have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in the...
That right there is called hemming and hawing. Like, that's a term we use in the country, down south, especially, I suppose, where you're not getting to the point. You hemming and hawing. Have you had relations with Corey Lewandowski? Well, I'm offended. How could you ask me? That's garbage. That's called hemming and hawing. It's a yes or no question. Yes, you did. No, you didn't. If you ask me, hey, ABL, did you steal all the Girl Scout cookies in Chattanooga, Tennessee? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. You caught me on camera. It is what it is. I stole all the cookies. I'm going to say that. I'm going to just say what it is. I'm not going to be like, well, how could you ask me that? I'm black. I'm offended that she thought I stole. If I did it, I did it. If I didn't, I didn't. And if I don't answer, that means I did it, and I don't want to say I did it. I don't want to admit my guilt.
This committee today.
I'm Kristi Noem.
But this ad campaign appears to be the last straw.
Leave now. If you don't, we will find you, and we will deport you.
At the cost of $220 million, the commercials began airing last year, the biggest contract going to a company run by the husband of Noem's former spokesperson.
I did not have anything to do with picking those contractors.
Noem was asked about the pricey ads.
Correct.
Did the president know you were going to do this?
Yes.
He did?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Senator Kennedy says the president called him after the hearing, insisting he knew nothing about it.
He was mad as a murder hornet. Her version of the truth and the president's version of the truth are decidedly different.
Noem's departure was seemingly welcomed on both sides of the aisle.
Good riddance. She should be held to account for the corruption that she has shown.
Several weeks ago, we said either Kristi Noem is fired or she's going to be impeached.
Noem's replacement, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, a former businessman and mixed martial artist.
Exactly, MMA fighter. You got a whole cauliflower ear in there. That's why I like to fight like that. Yeah, like Rampage Jackson. You got Rampage Jackson in there. You got a white Rampage Jackson. I don't want that. You know, I like to see Rampage Jackson on the stream. Like, he likes, like Trump. Hey, Trump like to see Markwayne on TV. How I want to see Rampage Jackson on the kick stream. But I don't want to have Rampage Jackson in on Capitol Hill. Markwayne, you're a white Rampage Jackson. I'm good, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm good. But anyway, let's keep on going. If you like what you're hearing so far, you know what to do. Please give the video a thumbs up. Now, here is Marco Rubio explaining Kristi Noem's new role. She didn't get fired, ABL. She got, reassigned. Okay, let's see what she is going to do now.
this very important initiative. It's a critical initiative. Obviously, we start with a strong focus on security, but there's so much more here. As you've seen so much more we can work together on. And as you've seen from the cabinet members that are here today, again, on behalf of the president, he is currently on his way to Dover Air Force Base to receive, sadly, the remains of the 6 Americans who lost their lives in the operation against Iranian terrorism. And so he apologizes for not being able to join us for this lunch, but he knew you would understand. But he's very excited about this initiative, and I'm personally very excited to be part of this with each of you today. It's a top priority for us. And while there are clearly a focus on the security of the hemisphere, as you can see from the representation in our cabinet, from trade to commerce to energy to treasury, and there is also a focus very strongly on the opportunities we have to work together economically. But you can't have economic progress without security. And as evidence of the president's strong commitment to this initiative, so that this is not just going to be something that we meet one time and have conversations and we meet once a year and put out a paper. We want it to be an issue of action. He has appointed Secretary Noem as the special envoy dedicated to this relationship. And you will see a lot of her. She'll be very involved with each of you at a personal level and on a daily and weekly and monthly level to ensure that what we talk about here today and the work we do together continues on and we can build upon that. So I want to turn it over to our envoy who will be doing this, and she'll be running our program. And again, thank you really, truly for joining us in this, what I think is a very historic gathering of allies and friends, as I said.
Okay, so to give a little bit more, as you may or may not have been able to see in the background, see that right there, Shield of the Americas, Doral 2026, right, out there in Florida where Trump is at. Now, I'm going to just read this. It says the Shield of Americas is a multinational military cooperation initiative announced by President Trump during a summit with leaders from countries across the Western Hemisphere. The program is intended to coordinate military and security efforts among participating nations to combat transnational criminal organizations, particularly drug cartels operating through the Americas. According to Trump, the initiative, also described as the America's Counter Cartel Coalition, would involve participating countries sharing intelligence, coordinating operations to locate and dismantle cartel networks. So basically, long story less long, this new group will be focused on the drug cartels, combating drug cartels, okay? So when people say that she got promoted, really an envoy to this particular thing to target drug cartels specifically, how is that a promotion from being the DHS Secretary? It doesn't make sense. But hey, at least she's still there. I think Trump realizes that what I see as well, Kristi Noem is a great asset to have in the government. I like Kristi Noem, but she has no business in leadership because that's going to be a security issue because of guys like Corey Lewandowski, who she's been with for a long time. They've been together for years, since like 2020 at least, maybe even 2019. But this will not be a thing where he's able to be involved, and it won't be as serious as being the DHS Secretary, okay? So that's that. That's that on that. Okay, let's keep on going here. Let's keep rocking and rolling. And where are we going to go? All right, we got a few things. So this is James Tallarico, okay? This is who the Democrats want to be the next president. This is him. This is the guy who won against Jasmine Crockett in the Senate primary in Texas, in a Democratic Senate primary in Texas for the U.S. Senate, to run against the incumbent John Cornyn or the challenger Ken Paxton. They got to go to a runoff because neither one got 50%. So let's watch this. Again, this is going to be James Tallarico. I guess it's an old video because you got Pete Hegseth right there, and he is in DOD or DOW now.
Are you okay with voter ID?
So voter ID is currently required in the state of Texas. I opposed having to
How about
have a
for mail-in
driver's license
ballots?
to vote.
How about having to send your ballot in? Should you have to prove who you are? Because that's what Democrats are opposing.
Pete, I just said I oppose voter ID. Currently, it's a law in Texas, but I oppose that law because I think you don't need it.
You oppose voter ID? You don't think the most sacred obligation of our republic, you should have to prove who you are in order to vote?
So there are a lot of Texans, actually hundreds of thousands, who don't have a driver's license.
Okay, so there we go. Look, and the whole voter ID thing, it's so obvious what they want to do. They want to be able to cheat, so they want to have that option available. That's all that it is. And a guy like him may need that. And he also thinks that there are actually 6 genders, not 1, not 2, but 6. Okay. Let's watch this. And this guy, again, the Democrats want to run in 2028. He is probably going to lose in the general in Texas up against probably Cornyn. But they want his name to be out there more. They want him to be a bigger voice because they want him to be the future of the party. Because who else do they have?
I want us all to be aware of is that modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than 2 biological sexes. In fact, there are 6, which honestly, Representative Hefner surprised me too. Surprised me too, because I am not well versed in this issue area. I'm not a scientist. I'm a politician, a lot worse than a scientist. I want us all to be aware.
All right, so 6 genders. Now, James Tyler Rico, what are you talking about, bro? Talking about something. A scientist that's worth anything, a scientist that cares about the truth at all, would not say there are 6 genders. There are 2 genders. Boy, girl, male, female, man, woman. That's it. It ain't nothing else. You got something else going on, I don't know what to tell you. You better just, you know what I mean? I don't know where you can go to get that figured out. But yeah, man, you might want to get re-diagnosed. You might want to get a second opinion. You might want to get another consultation. Hey, you go to the doctor. So, doc, what gender am I? Let's call you this 4th gender. Oh, okay. And roll with that. Get a second opinion, because that's not going to be the correct answer. Ain't no 4th gender. It's 1 or 2. Okay. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. Now, I'm going to react to this video. And shout out to the guy. This is Isaiah Martin. I've seen him a bit. You know, young guy, young liberal guy. Respectfully. I think he looks like he can speak very well. I don't know about his politics, though. He might just be kind of young. So no hate against this guy. No hate at all. But I want to watch this. This is about Jasmine Crockett. People were kind of upset that she didn't win. There's all kind of conjecture on why she didn't win. Now, one black conservative woman is saying her pandering, the ghetto accent is a turnoff, considering how educated she is. Let's watch. And y'all, I need some more time. Give me like 15 more minutes. Please, I need it. Let's watch.
Well, Jasmine Crockett got out here and acted like the ghettoest woman since Martin dressing up like Shanae.
Oh, you're calling someone else ghetto and making fool of themselves.
I don't have an Ivy League education like Jasmine Crockett, sir.
You're doing that. You're making fun of somebody.
I don't have an Ivy League. I don't have an Ivy League education like Jasmine Crockett. This is from the root.
Jasmine Crockett didn't go to the Ivy League.
Yes, she did. She never went to
public school. Do you know where she went to college?
Okay, now I'm gonna just stop you right here. Let's pause. There's 2 things. First of all, he's trying to say, how you going to call Jasmine ghetto acting when you are ghetto acting? That's what he wanted to say, but he didn't say it because he kind of, anyway, that's what he wanted to say. But she's like, okay, I know who I am, but I'm not some educated person. I don't have a JD. I'm not in the U.S. government. I'm not like her. A person like that is supposed to be more polished. I'm just a regular person at my house. I'm not Jasmine Crockett. Anyway, let's continue.
Sir, are you being serious right now?
Jasmine Crockett.
Man, she ain't go to Ivy League, but that don't really matter because the point is that she's educated. That's the point. He wants to belabor unimportant points. That's not how you win the argument. You can win it, but when a guy like me watches it, we know what's going on. Let's continue.
Do you know where she went to college?
Spoon.
Where'd she go to college?
No, I don't know where she went to college, but I know
so how can you say that she was in
But
the
I know
Ivy
she
League?
had to pay for it, sir. She been paying for her education since elementary, sir.
How can you say that she was in the Ivy League if you don't even know where she went to college?
Because of the position that she's in right now.
Let me ask you a question. What is the Ivy League?
Okay, see now you just being cute. You trying to beat up on people that don't know. Because the Ivy League is a very specific thing. You know exactly what she means. Talk about the meat and potatoes of what she's trying to say. Why you got to be like this, code switching all the time when you're a highly educated person? If you're just a regular person on the street without education, you'll be a certain way, you'll speak a certain way. But if you have education, if you've been going to private school and whatnot all your life, you're different. That's the point. Will we get beyond that point or not? Let's skip ahead a little bit.
It is what it is. You don't play with me. We can play. I'm like, yeah. Jasmine Crockett.
So what is the Ivy League?
He didn't get beyond that. All right, come on. Hey, bro. Isaiah, if you're listening to me, bro, don't do that. Because you know exactly what she's talking about. You don't got to be funny like that. See, look, when I have debates, I'm not going to squabble with you on meaningless things, semantics, word games. That's not really the point. You're talking about the meaningless thing because it's an easy victory. It's low-hanging fruit, but you're not getting to the core of the conversation. So how do y'all feel? Am I on point, off point? What are we talking about? Is he gonna? That's almost an interview. Let me see if he ever gets off of it. Hold on.
Ivy League to be.
No, he didn't. That's terrible. Anyway, Isaiah, you could do better, man. You young. You'll get it. You'll get it. Okay, let's keep on going here. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. So Jasmine Crockett didn't do well with Hispanic voters. She did well with the blacks. And actually, Jasmine, from what I'm able to see, did better largely with whites than Hispanics. Okay, now let's watch this from a Hispanic woman.
Oh, no.
It might be a tad bit of cussing, so please cover the kids' ears. Please cover the kids' ears.
Oh no. What do you mean? Jasmine not going to Congress for Texas? Oh, Crockett. A girl can only dream. Listen, Jasmine, what was that one quote that you said? Let me think. Oh yeah, we done picking cotton. You can't pay us enough to go find a plantation. Yeah, you remember that? I remember that. How could I forget? See, 6.5 million Hispanic voters in Texas, which is like the majority of the electoral vote here in the state. And you mean to tell me that you think that we're still picking cotton? Hell no, girl. Hell no. That's why you lost. You're fucking racist. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. If you would have pitched that in 2002, 2001, you probably could have gotten like a good drift. However, that was people in the past. Those kids that I grew up with that were chasing a field every summer, every spring with their parents, moving school to school because they had to go pick fruit with their parents, are now grown up. And guess what? Do you think that they're going to go back to picking fields when they have a citizenship? No. As a matter of fact, they're not even looking to vote for blue people with blue policies that put their parents in fields. Fuck no. Some of them are real estate investors, business owners, they're passing down generational wealth, and you think that they're picking cotton. You out of your goddamn mind. I'm gonna remind you real quick, the majority of the Latino voters for Trump here in Texas live in the southern border. You know what happened in the southern border? No. Why? Because neither you nor Kamala have the balls to go down there. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Along the Texas border, poverty levels are sky high as it is. When you import a bunch of riffraff from third world countries and they end up in those southern border towns, they strain the resources for those people. Those people can't even survive. And then you're bringing in all this fucking riffraff with a CBP1 app, Ticketmaster to the United States, and you leave them there? That's why our governor had to ship all those fucking people out. And then y'all complain, oh, you were shipping all... Yeah, because you guys brought them here. You blue people brought them here to Texas, and the southern towns were suffering. Not only that, but there was violence across the border in Tamaulipas, in Reynosa, all those cartels fighting to bring all those people over here. Why? Because they were profiting billions of dollars. And your ass still thinks that we're picking cotton? Take that. No Congress for Jasmine. As a matter of fact, why don't you go run for Missouri? What did you do in Missouri that they don't want you to run for them? Oh, I know. Exactly. Because people in Missouri see right through your bullshit, and so do we in Texas. Keeping Texas red.
All right, there we go. So, hey, that was pretty good. Now, one thing I got to say, the whole cotton picking thing was more about the blacks.
It's that.
Y'all pick cotton too? The Hispanics pick cotton? I don't know if y'all did that. But anyway, that was about us. And it was about Black Americans. It was about, well, we're not going back to slavery. I don't know. People just say silly things. But what she said still stands regardless. That's not a point to try to discredit her argument. What she's saying is right on point. The racism and stuff like that is not going to help. But beyond that, Jasmine still had a chance to be able to win. But the Democrats didn't want her because she is seen as somebody that is unelectable in a place like this. Okay. And she is from St. Louis originally. Okay. She was born in St. Louis to the Reverend Joseph Crockett. That's funny. She a PK. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm finding that out right now. So she's a PK to Reverend Joseph Crockett and his wife, Gwen, who used to be a postal worker. Okay, so she went to school and everything in St. Louis, and she went to Texas to go to school. Okay, that's what happened. But she's from St. Louis. Just like, what was that? Corey Bush, I believe her name was. And also Sexy Red. Hey, that'd be funny if they went and campaigned together. But anyway, shout out to the young lady who broke it down right quick. And I got a little bit of time. Give me to like 10:45. I got a little bit more, and then we get to calls. Okay, so y'all hang in there with me. Don't go to sleep yet. Stay with me a little bit. Okay, here's Jemele Hill. You may recognize her. You may have seen her before, talking about the Cubans are very soft targets for misinformation. Basically, she's saying y'all dumb. She's saying y'all Cubans are dumb. How you feel about that? Marco Rubio, are you listening? Are you listening, Marco Rubio? She says y'all Cubans are dumb and will believe anything. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on right here. Shout out to Jemele Hill.
The Cubans, as we know, that are in Miami, the I will vote for Donald Trumps, they are very soft targets for misinformation. A lot of Latino and Hispanic communities are, to be frank. And especially if you're from Cuba. Cubans hear socialism, communism, and as long as the Republicans use those words to describe democratic policies, they will vote Republican every time, even if they're voting for themselves to be put out of America. They will do it every time. And so that's something that it requires a level of sophistication to understand. And one of the main platforms for the disinformation is Univision. And many of the Spanish language newspapers, many of them are owned by conservative, right-leaning people. And so they constantly are a group that is filtered full of misinformation.
Okay, now, Jemele Hill, it's not that Republicans are using the word communism to describe what Democrats do. It's Democrats themselves. They say they're socialists. They say they're communists. Openly, Zohran Mamdani. Openly, they say it. So it's not us mischaracterizing them. It's us telling people exactly the truth. And you can't just say, oh, well, we could do communism better. Everybody says that. Everyone who tries to be a communist says we can do it better. It didn't work over there, but it'll work here. Why? Oh, we're better than they are. Oh, okay. They try it and it fails, and then it's the same old cycle that repeats itself. The Cubans know better. Now, some Cubans, some people don't really think they're going to be deported. I don't know. But yeah, you're here illegally. Hey, it is what it is. But we all say the same thing. We don't say, oh, if you're Cuban, you won't be deported. We'll say, if you're here illegally, hey, man, it is what it is. You got to get right. You got to get yourself together. You could self-deport, give you some money. You can come back legally, but you got to do it the right way. You got to do it right. You got to go through the process. You have to. And if you don't, then what are we going to do? That's common knowledge. We say that right along with saying that guy's a communist, that guy's a socialist. We say it at the same time. So there should be no confusion. If you heard one part of our speech, hear the whole part and you'll be totally fine. We're not misrepresenting the truth. We're telling you the whole truth. If you did not hear the whole thing, that's on you. But yeah, what do y'all think? Do you think Cubans are just, they don't get it? They don't know nothing? Y'all let me know. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, I got a few more videos and then I'm gonna get to the calls. Okay, so this person, I'm not trying to be funny, but the gender, I didn't forget, because I didn't forget the person's voice. But sometimes these genders be kind of blending together. It's like, what's going on? But anyway, this person says that Jasmine Crockett should have won. Let's hear the explanation, shall we?
If you're not Texan, I don't care what you have to say. Jasmine Crockett should have won. She was overqualified. I get that James Tallarico had a great campaign, and he's a very impressive, shiny man, but once I looked at their campaigns and their actual issues, it was like comparing apples and oranges. Jasmine had all the receipts of things that she's been doing to fight for us. James Tallarico had a bunch of fancy promises. And now we're stuck with him. I'll vote for him in November because we need to turn Texas blue. And if you're not Texan, I don't care what you have to say. But I'm very disappointed in my fellow Texans because Jasmine Crockett should have won. If you're not Texan...
Okay, now, I'm going to tell you something. Individual, I'm going to tell you something. It's not necessarily the Texans that you need to be upset with for Jasmine Crockett losing. First of all, it's Jasmine Crockett because her campaign, her in general, it may not necessarily appeal to everybody in Texas, all the Democrats in Texas. It appealed to quite a bit. She got like 45% of the vote. That's respectable. But she didn't get much money. Why? Because the Democrats want James Tallarico. They don't want her. They see him as more electable in the future. They see him as a rising star. They want to pour into him to build him up. They don't want to pour into her. They rather would not have her be in this position of having a lot of star power and name recognition, but she is. And it was kind of an accident, kind of the same way Trump got popular in politics. They didn't really want that. They got their own thing they wanted to do, and she got in the way. So that's why you have him. If not for them promoting him and putting him up there, you could have had Jasmine Crockett in that seat. And quite frankly, neither one should be in Texas in leadership at all. It should be Corinne or Paxson or somebody like that on the right. It should be a conservative over there. You don't live in a blue place in Texas. You live in the red place. If you liked blue places, you would go to California, New York, etc. You wouldn't be living in big old beautiful red state of Texas. But shout out to they, them for the input. Shout out to the they, them on the input. Okay, let's keep on going here. Now, this is what ICE is up against. Hey, this is what ICE is up against. All right. Now, if you see this character in the street, be ready because it might be a little bit of an issue. Okay, be ready. Let's watch.
Since they're going around, no masks, no badges, and there are even worse actors out there who are going to the same costume shops and getting the same stupid costumes and doing even worse things. So what if some good people got together, went to the same costume shop and got some Soviet camo, some skinny jeans, some Converse, and showed up to these events wearing masks? Be like, yeah, the commandant said to put them in that van there. And since they're all untrained and it's a total fustercluck, if anyone asks who you are, just be like, yeah, I'm Captain Schindler. Don't you know who I am? Who are you? Show me your badge and number so I can write you up. Or you can follow orders and put them in that van. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be like that scene from the Sneetches where no one knows what one is who.
Okay, now, what you're talking about there, sir, is called impersonating a federal agent, and you will go to the penitentiary to make big rocks little rocks. Hey, you're going to impersonate not just a police officer, but a federal agent? Bro, they're going to smoke your boots clean like a hog on a stick. I tell you what, you're going to be done. You're going to impersonate a federal agent and then try to, get arrested and stuff like, bro, nah. So, listen, to anyone watching this, don't do that. I know it's a cool social media video. Okay, he could be cute with his little F-Ice badge. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. But life is not a video game. You can't just do that and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know no better. Nah, I ain't trying to hear that. Hey, here go your pickaxe. Here go your shovel. And you see that big mountain right there? Yeah. By the time high noon hit, I want that mountain to be rubble. I want that big boulder to be pieces of gravel by high noon, and you got to get started right now. It's 11 o'clock. What you going to do? So yeah, don't do that. That's going to be bad advice all day long. Do not impersonate a federal agent. You will go to prison. Okay? Just a quick PSA. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to teach. Hey, do not do that. For real, for real. Do not do that. Okay. Now, did I have one more? Let me see if I got one more. Hold on. Oh, this one was interesting. So this person thinks that the reason why they cut off SNAP EBT benefits and whatnot is because they wanted more people to join the military because of the war. Okay, they're ramping up for the war. Okay, let's get everybody off these benefits. So now they got to join the military to have something to eat to take care of themselves. Okay, that's the thought process from the young lady. Let's watch. And RIP in advance to the headphone users. Let's go ahead and get it rocking.
So who was right? Who was right when I said that they were pulling SNAP and food benefits because they wanted people for the military and for war? And who signs up for war? Who signs up for that? Poverty, people who are hungry. I mean, I can see a strategy before a strategy is ever even put down. I know what you're going to do before you even do it.
Okay, now that is, I suppose, a good thought that came into your mind. That was that was, how can I say it? That was a great try. That was great. If you got a test in front of you and you gave the wrong answer, but you tried hard and the teacher saw your thought process. Like, you know what? I appreciate that thought process behind that answer, but you're wrong. Now, the food stamp people, I don't think they're going to be good candidates to go to the military or anything like that. I don't think so. Okay, if you weigh 500 pounds in your bed with chill dust in your face, I don't think you're going to be a good military pick. I'm not really sure that's going to be who they're going to try to get. Hey, we're running low on troops, so what are we going to do? Okay, let's get some of these 500-pound bedridden people that all they do is just eat, just processed junk all day long. They go to Wally World and get boxes of crazy food. First of all, you're not going to be able to pass any kind of training. That's number one. Number two, you're going to have diabetes or something like this. Your foot ain't going to be right. You're not going to be able to run. You're not going to be able to do nothing. So why would I want you? Really, for real, the whole food stamp thing, cutting that down is to reduce the fraud and the waste and the abuse of our tax dollars that we got to pay. Okay. First, and second, we're trying to get Americans healthier in general. That's the whole RFK thing. Make America healthy again. Let's eat fewer processed foods. And a good way to get healthy is to not eat as much. Y'all know me. I'm a big health nut. Listen, I got a new thing now. And shout out to my guy on Instagram that told me. Now I do a fast Monday and Friday. No food. I feel great. Now I'm doing it for a while. I'm going to see how it does. I'll keep it up. But I feel great right now. I feel fantastic. Okay, I had a big fast. Well, I had a fast yesterday, and today I had a Chipotle bowl. Hey, that Chipotle bowl was everything. I had chicken, beef, black beans, guac, all of that. It was great and healthy. Brown rice, it was great. Get my carbohydrates, my protein, everything. What I didn't go do was get some big bag snacks with food stamps. You can go to Five Guys and whatnot on food stamps, but not me. I'm good. I'm going to get some real good food with good old American cold hard cash. There we go. So what do y'all think? Was that a good thought in their mind? A good idea of a strategy? Anyway, now I'm gonna play a brief piece of this. I can't show too much of this on YouTube, but this is a fight video, so I can't show too much, and I can't put it on no short or nothing like that. But look, at the food stamp place, here's activities. Here are the food stamp activities. Okay, you ready? Not one, but two fights at the same time in the food stamp place. So is that going to be a military right there? Is that going to be a military? They're going to get them? Okay. Yeah, I think not. Hey, you know what I don't want is for people to be joining the Navy and then there be a bunch of ruckus on the boat. You want to keep that to a minimum, okay? If you're going to fight in the food stamp place, you're going to fight on the boat, you're going to fight in the barracks, you're going to fight on the battlefield, you're going to do all of that. And you won't be fighting on the battlefield against the enemy. You'll be fighting each other. So, yeah, that was a nice try. You get an A for effort for that strategy, for that thought process in your mind. But no, that's not the way it works. Anyway, I know I'm past my time to get the call started. I apologize, but thank you guys for being here. I most certainly appreciate you. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that. That helped me out tremendously. Okay, I'm going to get to the calls in just a second. And I'm sorry I'm so late with the calls, but let's get some super chats before we get to the calls. Thank you to Abu Bakr Puff Daddy, who says, Kamala and Barack are such insufferable snobs. Why? Hey, I can't call it. Apple again says, comment, San Francisco mayor bodyguard attacked, he ran. Okay, wait a minute, wait. So the bodyguard got attacked? Hold on.
Right now on Midday Live, questions about security after a man in the Tenderloin assaults Mayor Daniel Lurie's bodyguards. And we've learned it's not the first run-in with the law. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Del Castillo.
I don't got a lot of time right now. I might do a video on this, but if the bodyguards ran, that's crazy. If the bodyguards ran, that's crazy. And you know what? See, this is why you can't rely on human beings all the time to protect you. Hey, that great equalizer, Sweet Jane from earlier in the Atlanta clip, get you a nice pistol on your side. So if your bodyguard's running away, your bodyguard's abandoning you, you're going to have that pistol on you. So you got some guys that want to do something. Okay, well, watch this. Bang, bang. How about that? Eat them. Okay, let's go back. I might do a video on that, Apu. Thank you to Apu again, who says Biden, I'm smarter than all kind of crazy. I already read that about the Biden saying I'm smarter than you. I already said that earlier. Thank you to Quaybot, who says, my mom, rest her soul, always loved your show. Now I watch. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you for rocking. And RIP to your mom. RIP. Thank you to out of the mud industry, who says, thank you for never changing. I've watched you for years and years and years, and you don't deviate. So many others have become unwatchable. We watch as a family, so it means a lot. You know, we're going to get ABL and not shocked. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys recognize that. I'm me. I'm true to myself. Okay. If I learn something new, I'm going to learn something new. But me as a person, I've been the exact same since I've been a child. As a person, you can grow and develop, but you still maintain your core. You still maintain your soul. You're just developing into, a complete person, but the core essence of you is always there. And that's how I am. So I'm glad you recognize that. Thank you. Thank you to Ryan Anderson, who says, God bless our servicemen. We're fighting in Iran. He also says Biden left equipment. Trump used it. There you go. Thank you to Taylor Langley, who says 90% of Biden's presidency was probably making coffee and spending half the day distracting the janitor, talking nonsense, senile stories. Right on. Thank you to Ryan Anderson again, who says, Obama, you mean the corruption that's happening in Minneapolis? Exactly. Thank you to our Black Pearl, who says, it's sad that Obama and the others make some mockery out of Jesse's funeral memorial. Thank God we have two parties. Exactly. Thank you to Lothair, who says, it's good that we fired Kristi because she was not responsible. We replaced him with the guy with the stress ball. The only thing missing from him is the pronouns, and it's good that she got fired. I'm with you, boss. Thank you, man. Thank you to Lothair again, who says, ABL and me sold the cookies from Chattanooga. Sorry, Girl Scouts. Hey, man. Hey, it was me and Lothair. We was downtown. And they had the cookies right there. It was a whole thing of cookies on the pallet. We took all of the cookies. So, yeah, shout out a lot there, bro. Thank you to Lothair again, who says, shout out to my YouTube channel. I'm reading the Epstein list, making videos on it. Shout out to you. Thank you to Ryan Henderson again, who says, libs are stupid geniuses. They really are, 100%. Let's get to some phone calls here. The number to call, I'm sorry for being late, but there was a lot on my plate. And I still didn't do all my videos, but thank you guys for being here. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. The number's in the description box. Also, a ticker below me. If you tried to call on and it didn't work, the phone lines are now open. Come one, come all. It is all good. 501, your line I'm speaking to.
Hey, this is Robert.
All right, what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm surprised you didn't show that video, but that clip of Bill Maher when he was talking to Adam Schiff.
I didn't see that one. What did he say?
So, you know how, so basically what happened, he quoted a line that came from Obama, and he said, do you agree with this? And Adam Schiff was like, no, I don't agree with that. But then he was like, this was actually quoted from Obama. And then so Adam Schiff so he asked him to explain it. He was just, they go into their word salad, talking a whole bunch of, nonsense. So I was kind of surprised and shocked that Bill Maher pulled a gotcha on a Democrat.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. But they all do that. I mean, anything to attack President Trump, that's pretty much their thing. They don't give him grace at all. Like, and me, I give grace. If a Democrat does a good thing, I'll say it. There's no need for me to be so anti-Democrat, I'm going to deny the obvious truth.
Yeah. 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 Whenever you get a chance, you should check it out. But, all these ships going through the Suez Canal, I got a quick story about that. Like when I was in the military, it was in 2017. I met up with my ship. I flew over, went to Bahrain, got on the ship, and then we was going through the Suez Canal. And our commanding officer, he gets on the intercom. He's like, "Hey, we're going through this canal. Everybody be ready. We might, have to, take on some incoming missiles."
Missiles?
And so, yeah, missiles. So, literally about like maybe 30 minutes later, you hear so in the Navy, we got what's called general quarters. That's basically, we about to go to war with somebody. So, you hear all the sirens, general quarters. And so next thing you know, we all go to our spaces. So I'm medical, so I have a battalion aid that we go to on the ship, because the ship that I'm on, it carries a lot of Marines and a lot of Marine equipment. Because we were going to go to Libya we lit them up. We shot about like maybe 130 missiles over there. This was in 2017. And so literally you hear on the intercom, 2 inbound, 3 inbound, and then you hear splashdown. So, it was real. So you just sitting there and you don't know where it's coming from or what, if something's going to happen to the ship or anything. So, going through that canal is no joke.
I see. And then now you got the war going on. So that's going to definitely heighten it up.
Yeah, because, people don't understand how narrow it is. Like, the Suez Canal is so small, and we're on a big ship. We're not on a small boat. We're on a big ship that carries small boats and tanks and all types of. We carry a whole platoon of Marines on that joint. But you can see both land masses, from Egypt and Syria. That's just how close it is.
Right.
But yeah, so you were talking about going to a country. Yeah, I've been to a few of the Middle East countries. They're okay. The heat is bad, but it's not bad. But if you're gonna go somewhere, you should definitely go to Japan.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, gotta go there.
Yeah, I was stationed out there for like 7 years. I loved it. Like, if you go, don't go to go towards the Tokyo area, but don't stay in Tokyo, because that's a business prefecture. Kind of like, how you got New York, you got Wall Street and all the other different places. You want to go to like Shinagawa, Shinjuku, or Harajuku. Those are all like prefectures within Tokyo, and that's where all the action and stuff is at. You talk about climbing. If you go like sometime during the summertime, you can go to Mount Fuji and climb it. I climbed it once. It's no joke. I would recommend, if you do climb it, go around like 9, 10 o'clock at night. So by the time you get to the top, you can see the sunrise, and it's crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Like watching the sunrise at almost 20,000 feet.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had. Yeah, definitely check out that Bill Maher clip of him roasting Adam Schiff.
All right, man, definitely will do.
All right
now.
Yep.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, man, Japan. That's definitely bucket list. I got to go to Japan like ASAP. If you're over there in Japan, you're over there anywhere in Asia near Japan, shout out to you. Lucky you. Yeah, I heard about Kyoto, heard about that, Osaka, all of that. Yeah. Like, I want to go to like some of the other spots. Nazi says, stayed at a resort in Mount Fuji. $1,500 per night. Shh. Hey, y'all got money. Y'all got big money. Y'all got that, hey, because you got to fly over there, and you got to be able to eat and do everything else. Y'all got money. So yeah, that's on the bucket list. I'm gonna do that one day, hopefully very soon. 859, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
All right. How's it going, ABL? I know they caught us on camera stealing those cookies from Chattanooga. I just couldn't help it.
Exactly.
Well, I thank you very much for taking my phone call, ABL. I very much appreciate it. I'm actually going to go through the whole Epstein list and actually read experts from it, different coincidence. Also, I actually put out a video on my channel talking about Whoopi Goldberg and how she's on the Epstein list. She referenced the word deers too many times as code word, and I thought that was kind of interesting. So I'm going to dig through it as much as I can until I find the actual truth. Anybody in the chat who's listening, give me a 111. If it doesn't matter about your politics, I really think the DOJ really need to crack down on this. I know you may disagree with me on it. We took down 2 terrorists, but we can't take down Jay-Z and Ellen? Come on.
Hey, we'll see how that works out.
Hey, it hopefully works out. So I'm going to go. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel, it's Love Fair Mordred, Shirk Media, big old shout out. And you know what? It's impressive that Mark Rubio is really good with his Spanish, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be an asset to him when he becomes the president.
Oh, and the good thing is he's not on the Epstein list. Perfect.
There you go.
Well, hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking my phone call. And to the Ayatollah or the Baal cultist, y'all can kiss one. I do not support dictatorships based on a religion. So the Ayatollah can go down, and same thing with these occultists who with Baal and Epstein. They can go down too. So much love. Take my phone call, ABL.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Hey, Luciferian Libertarian out.
All right, now. All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. But yeah, shout out Marco, Bit Marco. Not on the list. That's good. But like I said, the list ain't nothing. That's just a distraction, in my humble opinion. And it never is anything, really. And that never was going to be nothing. It was just like, hey, but hey, if you into that, if you want to check him out, go to his channel. All right. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. I'll be here for a while. I'm not going to shut off the stream right now because I was a little bit late ending because I have so much to show. But again, 706-406-3287 is the number to call. If there's no more calls, I'll shut it down, but I'll stay here for a while until we get some more. Hold on. John Beam says, in my 45-year-old opinion, Japan is in my opinion, the only country as an American that doesn't have a passport that I would consider visiting. Yeah. Whenever I see Japan, it looks like they got things together. They got a pretty solid country. They get good people. They got good customs. They're polite. They're kind. They're courteous. So I like that's a place that I definitely want to go very soon. Okay. Once I get to you online, 310.
Hey, ABL, this is Brian from Georgia. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
Another big week. Man, I tell you, I'm just excited and frustrated too. You know, I'm excited that we're doing so well in Iraq War, that we're taking care of business over there, that we got a president that's not taking no prisoners. You know, he's taking care of business like he does. And, for America, and God bless our servicemen that is fighting gallantly out there, and doing what they do best. And they're showing that, we have the best military in the world. And, a president that truly support them, not like the last one who left them in the trenches. But I stood up there and I was watching some of the Jesse Jackson memorial that should have been a memorial, but instead it became a Democratic, social club or something. It was pretty pathetic. For like what I was seeing is that all he was talking about is Trump. They wasn't really recognizing the man, Jesse Jackson, and not only that, not even honoring God and trying to give, some type of weight of knowing that we all got to come that way. They didn't mention any of that, but the only way that they was talking about is come the Democrat way. And of course, you got the SEALs out there just clapping away. The ones that are, mesmerized by Obama and Kamala and the likes of them. these people who are anti-America, these people who they're really, it's frustrating, to see people still want to stay on that plantation. But I'm glad I'm off, and I just couldn't stand it no more. And like I said, even battling Biden and, Jamal Bryant and the things that he's saying and everything like that, I'm telling you, these people are following the wrong people. They're following the wrong people. They need to get their minds and get themselves right with the Lord. It's straight out like that, because they are, these people are apostates. They are traitors and everything else. Just want to continue to come against, what we got going on in America. And, it's funny that you see, like even in New York, how that's already starting to go down, what they got, what Miami got going on over there and what they're doing over there in Virginia and everything. I mean, everywhere where this is socialism and communist experiment is going, is the people's going to suffer. They're going to suffer. They're going to suffer, and it's tragic to see these cities have to suffer. The people within those cities going to have to suffer. But we as Americans, we're going to be okay. With our president and the people that he got around him, this man is, like I said, he's playing 3D chess. He's playing 3D chess all over this world. Right now, you're seeing it, lining people up, putting people in their spots and everything like that. This man is decisive. He's not equivocating. He's not wavering on his decisions. He's got thoughtful people around, and that's good. That's good for America. People need to recognize that. So I'm just excited in that sense, but I'm like sad for the other sense that people are still biting that clickbait that Obama and the rest of the Klan over there is propagating. But the people that love that stuff, hey, eat it all up. But we who love our country, who truly want to go ahead and not continue to dwell on the past, but look toward the future, we're the hope of America. Like I said, even if it's few, even if it's a remnants of us, we're strong enough to carry it. These people are weak. They are weak. They're weak-minded, and just like I said, these stupid liberal geniuses and everything like that, thinking that the reason why they do is Snap is going to get in the Army and everything. We don't want just anybody. That's why it's the whole point about being a volunteer Army. We want people that want to sacrifice, and not only that, want to learn, who can follow instructions and everything like that. These people today, you look at them, it's hard for them to follow instructions. Please pull you over, follow instructions. Can't do that. We want people to be able to follow instructions, take orders, learn something, and kick butt if need be in our service, in the service of America. But I'm just praying for our country, brother. Still, like I said, that's my job. I'm going to do it. That's my job. I'm going to stay on the watchman on the wall, beloved. Just as you are, as you continue to, speak your truth and show the truth, to the people and give a very thoughtful insight. I love that about you. So you continue to do that, and the beloveds is out there, you guys continue to be critical thinking, lift up your president, lift up this nation, and talk to your friends, and if they can't see it, don't fret. You see it, you keep pushing forward. We keep pushing forward. The righteous will prevail, that's for sure. And our country will too. Anyway, brother, I just love you, man. God bless you all. You just take care of yourself. And I'll talk to you when I talk to you, okay, buddy?
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
You too, sir. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call. Fantastic call. And shout out to you guys again for watching. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I got a little bit of time left. And the number to call again, 706-406-3287. The number is always in the description. And a ticker underneath me, eventually it'll pop up. I got a little bit more time because I was late finishing my videos. I'm reading some of the comments. Imagine that says Japan is undergoing its largest military buildup since World War II, shifting from a strictly self-defense posture to expanding offensive abilities and to counter regional threats. Oh, it's a regional threats? So what are the regional threats? China? That's kind of what it sounds like. Is that happening again? Oh, my Lord. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll be okay over there. Yeah, because that's going to be bad if they want to try to attack Japan. I mean, I don't really see that happening, but hey, you never know. Yeah, the whole world's trying to, because it can get real. If World War III hits, I'm not saying it is or that it will, but if it hits, you got to be ready. Hey, and it's best to stay ready so you don't got to get ready. So you don't get caught flat-footed when the things hit the fan. Okay, you don't want to get caught flat-footed. You don't want to get caught, off guard. You want to be on guard. You want to be on point and ready for anything that may happen. And again, shout out to you guys for being here. I most certainly appreciate you guys. If you like what you're hearing so far tonight, you know what to do. Please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That means tremendously. All right. That will help me out tremendously. I'm hanging on for a little while if I got any more calls. I know it's late. I know it's like everybody past their bedtime. Oh, and speaking about late and past your bedtime, the clocks go forward tonight. So you lose an hour tonight. Daylight savings time is tonight. Am I correct? Hold on. Daylight saving time is tonight. So yeah, Sunday, March 8th, which is tonight. 801, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
What's up, ABL? It's Matt.
All right, what's happening?
What's up, man? So, I was watching, about the whole thing with Kristi Noem this past week, and I was kind of mad, not so much about what she did. I was more mad of how she didn't stand up, man. It's if you think about it, the Democrats were they were just pounding on her during that hearing. And I was the whole time I was getting frustrated, man, why didn't she just tell them straight up, hey, did you guys not remember, the fraud that's going on in Minnesota? There's $9 billion worth of, you guys are trying to put me down on $220 million when you got the Somalian community scamming for $9 billion, man. That's $220 million is nothing compared to $9 billion. You know what I mean? And they have the audacity to, oh man, you spent so much money, bruh, look at all these Leering centers around here, man. They're the ones scamming you guys. I'm trying to, run a commercial ad over here, and I'm at least using the money wisely. These guys are friggin' buying up Lamborghinis and sending them overseas. I don't know, man. She should have stood up and said something, and then the whole thing, I don't know if you saw the hearing, but then there was one time when one of the congressmen was and the families of Pretty and the girl, they're over here, and you called them domestic terrorists and blah, blah, blah. And she was stunned, she couldn't say anything. Come on, Kristi Noem, you gotta damn, she needs to just tell them straight up. I'm not apologizing for calling them some domestic terrorists. These are the same Democrats that called old ladies walking in J6 in the building domestic terrorists. These are the same Democrats that called guys that were standing outside of abortion clinics domestic terrorists. And in this instance, she had actual evidence. She saw footage of them trying to run over the cop. She saw footage of the dude getting in the way, trying to fight cops. I would have been no, I'm not apologizing for calling them domestic terrorists. First of all, they're domestic. Second of all, they were causing terrorism. So that's the definition of it. And then on top of that, I would have been you guys apologize for calling all of the conservatives domestic terrorists, and then I'll apologize. But in the meantime, no, I'm going off of the facts. I'm going off of what I saw on film, and that's exactly what they were doing. And the families that were there, you guys may be good families, but the kids that you guys raised, they were doing exactly what I said they were doing, causing causing terrorism domestically. So like, I don't know, man. She just folded up, and that was just kind of disappointing. Especially that one Democrat dude. I don't know what his name was, but man, I was getting all heated up. I was like, man, damn, Kristi Noem, you gotta just, yeah, I guess you need to move somewhere else. Put that one UFC guy in so he can stand up and tell them straight up, because like all these Democrats, they're all hypocrites, man. Tell them, oh yeah, you domestic terrorists. Oh, you're spending $220 million, man. We're over here trying to freaking arrest rapists and all these freaking criminals, and you guys are over here protecting them. And then on top of that, like, go worry about the Somalian community trying to steal $9 billion. $9 billion, man. So I don't know. That's just my little input. I was more disappointed she didn't stand up and or at least put her foot down. She kind of just folded up and was like, I'm sorry. I just want to say that. Like, I was like, come on, Kristi, sheesh. But anyways, just thought I'd share that, man. But, all right, brother. Take care.
Thanks for the
talk
call.
To you later.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
All right, shout out to the caller. Let's go to the next call here. You're on line speaker to 437.
Yeah. Hey. I was thinking about when one door closes, another door opens. I remember when they were going after Saddam, and then I can't recall the details. Sorry about that. But once that problem closed, another problem opened somewhere else. So the way I look at it is, the devil or demons, they try and find another host to hijack and use someone else in a different way. Maybe different height, weight, shape, or even color, or a weight class, but the devil comes in every height, weight, shape, and color. Now, I say that because there were a bunch of Iranians that were marching in the streets for freedoms, yelling about Ayatollah is evil, they're terrorists, hala hala, and all this other stuff. But when I stopped to ask them, what's this about, before knowing what it was about, the lady clutched onto her, probably fake pearls, held onto her purse and checked her pockets like as if I was a thief. And I'm thinking, hold on, you're telling us to go help you, go in your country and die for you, so you can come here and mistreat me like a last third class, last fourth class citizen, like Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay was always talking about. And that's just, it's hypocritical. They want freedom, but they come here and take away our freedoms, damage every right, left, and center we used to have that we created and we paved. And when they come as last arrivals, what burns me is they come last, get treated first, which is like reinforcing that you come first, you get treated last, go to the back of the bus treatment. And some of these same cultures actually tell you go to the back of the bus or get off. And when you ask them why, they'll tell you because you're not a Muslim. I've heard it over 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And that's just a light version, tip of the iceberg. So it's a very confusing world we live in, and it's very annoying. It's very hurtful and upsetting, the hypocrisy where in certain cities where that are extremely blue, they're all blown up and blued up, I call it. There's no logic, no rationale. Nothing they do makes any sense. They're high on the hypocrisy list. If you look up hypocrisy, you would see a picture of their faces smiling with that goofy look on their face. And all they want to do is come with a double standard, come in your restaurant, sit down, steal Wi-Fi, electricity, and everything from 9 till closing. But you can't go into their store, strip off your socks, pick at your toes. Not that I speak for myself, I'm not unhygienic like that, and smuggling drinks from I want to teach people things, but sneaking in drinks, acting like they bought it at the store. I'm like, do you sell that name brand? They're like, no. Meanwhile, dude's downloading everything, drinking drinks from some other place, bringing in his own food. We can't go to a Chingling cafe with pizza from another company and just sprawl off and steal all the Wi-Fi. But yet, that's what a lot of these types of people do to us. They suck our resources dry. The government pays $80,000 to hire them over you or I, which is a major problem because they know nothing. When you ask them questions, they know nothing. But yet, they get paid training. And then we're still left in the dirt. I don't know how people can't see this invasion that is it's like a snake that's moving slowly, methodically, so you don't detect it, like the boiling frog. and people just don't see it. We're under a sort of an attack until we're all pushed out and replaced. And I already know that is the plot to replace us. And if you have a heart or you speak truth, they want to blacklist you. But if you promote lies, then they'll take you in. It's like when a lot of Africans came here, and Ukrainians, they ended up getting jobs. They get their security license, uniform, ID paid for, free school. People who are born and raised here and pay taxes, if we can't afford it, we don't go. So how could they dare to say they're equal to us when they're taking our money to kick us in our butt? How they getting to become air hostesses when they can't? And how'd you win? How'd you pass the? How'd you get in? She goes, because I speak two languages. You speak a what? Two languages. Okay, truth is you only speak one, but they're sneaking them in because they get $80,000 or so. Now, I don't know if it's the same today, but to hire them over people born and raised here. This is tyranny, and most people are not privy to what's really going on. So just wanted to make that loud and clear. A lot of this is going on, and it's destroying our countries, the free world. They destroy everything. They park in your spot, and they tell you, oh, it's okay, you can go, telling you to go. Meanwhile, it's your parking spot. Now you're parking it. But when they're the ticket collector, and you say, hey, can I park for free the way you want to park for free? Oh, no, nothing for free. Nothing for free. It's eroding everything. This country looks like a third world country. Every streetcar, bus, everywhere. And when they have lowered standards, the politicians love it because stupid kiss butts are easier to control because they head nod like kiss butts. And that they're the first ones to backstab you to take your chair, house, girlfriend, life, job, and wife. It may sound goofy to anyone who has no experience or is not perceptive, but for those who are, i.e., Sigmas, we can connect the dots, and we know what we're talking about. But God help you if you don't, because you're going to end up like New York. You're going to end up like New York. You say New Yorkers are kind of silly, and some of them are. But if people have no experience and they don't take heed and take a look at what I'm showing you, you're going to find out the harder way. So I just wanted to make that clear and drop that hint of reality, because a lot of people are too blind to see, or they hate and detest the truth.
Right on, man. Well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you. All right. Shout out to him. Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you, boss. All right. I saw a call right there that was trying to call in. If you want to try to call in now, I'll go ahead and take it before I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. And shout out to you guys again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. You got him on mute? Nah, he's cool, man. That's my people. All the callers, I appreciate all the calls. It's all good. It is all the good. All right, and again, number to call. Hold on, I got an unknown caller online. Who am I speaking to?
We'll begin bombing in 5 minutes.
ABL.
What's going on?
Hey, man. I'm so ecstatic about what's going on with Iran. About Trump attacking Iran back in last Saturday. Man, this is the best move he's made in his second term. This is great.
Right on, man. I'm hearing a lot of positive comments about this. You know, there's some that say that they don't like this, but I'm hearing quite a bit of positive reaction to what he did.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of comments from some people I thought might be trolls that said, "Oh, I'm not going to vote Republican ever again. I'm not going to vote at all." I think this is the dumbest move Trump's ever made. I don't think Trump's made any dumb moves since he's been in office, either in his first or second term. This is the best move, actually, he's made, because now he's turned an enemy of 47 years into an ally and a friend, a great friend. And this is going to cause so much violence to go down and terrorism to go down in the Middle East by probably 50%. Because don't forget, as you know, Iran's the number one sponsor of terrorism in the Middle East. So now that the regime is gone, or soon to be, it's going to be so much better. Now, Trump's going to. I hope he puts up a Trump Tower in Tehran. That'd be a great FU to the old mullahs there.
It would
support the old regime.
It would.
Wouldn't that be great, man? So, yeah, man. I mean, And people are complaining about the gas prices going up. It's like nobody ever complained about the gas prices going up under Obama or Biden. You know, and Biden blamed his inflation, which was called Bidenflation, on Putin. You know, remember when he did that 4 years ago?
Oh yeah, of course.
Putin's price hike.
Yeah.
But the gas price has been going up for over a year, you know, at the time, because he cut off the Keystone XL oil pipeline on January 20th, 2021, his first day in office. That's the first thing he did. Then he opened up the border. So it wasn't Putin's price hike; it was Biden's price hike. Now the leftists are trying to complain about the gas prices and blaming it on Trump. Well, Trump's not responsible for the gas prices going up. Trump's bringing the gas prices down, but the war in Iran has caused the prices to go up with gas. But it's only going to last for 5 or 6 weeks, then they're going to go back down again. You wait, you mark my words, 8-9 months from now, come September, October of this year, gas prices are going to drop probably 40, 50, 60 cents, at least. So, man, I'm all for this war. I think it's great. I think we should have done this years and years ago. We didn't have the technology to do what we're doing now, 20, 30 years ago. But we do under Trump, and this is great, man. I've sold for MAGA, Make America Great Again, America First, yeah, man, I wish you the best. Have a great night, man. Take care.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
All right, great call, great call. Shout out to everybody up late with me. I appreciate y'all. I saw a couple more calls come in. I'm gonna try to take a couple more. I might do like a 11:30 ending because I was late and then I went a little bit longer. So I'm giving you guys a little bit more time. If you want to call in, I got a little bit more time. The number to call, you know what it is. 706-406-3287. Again, 706, there it is. 706-406-3287 is the number to call. And thank you guys for being here, rocking and rolling up late with me on a Saturday night. I appreciate y'all for being here. 256 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, can you just fix your on-screen chat, please?
What's wrong with it?
It's really bothering me.
What's wrong with it?
Hold on.
You don't know?
The bottom of it is cut off. So can you, please just fix it? The overlay. Can you fix the overlay, please?
I'm going to do my best, man. I got you.
Okay, and then when it comes to the last caller, Iran, why are we at war with them?
Okay, I mean, I can answer the question, but do you have something? Do you have something you want to say about that?
Oh, I just don't want to get into a forever war.
Okay, I understand that. Now, if it is a forever war, I'm on your side. But what if it's not a forever war? What if we're done in a short period of time?
Do you have a time frame for that?
I don't know. It could be a short period, or like I said, if it happens to be a long period of time, I'd agree with you. But what if it's not?
I don't know. I'm really tired of seeing war. You know, like the whole Ukraine thing. That I got exhausted with Ukraine. You know.
Well, hey, that's not us. That's not our fault. Now, unfortunately, under Biden, we were giving them a bunch of money, but that came to an end under Trump.
Right. Trump has done a lot of good things, but I honestly think Kamala Harris would have been better.
Kamala, really? Why do you think Kamala would have been better?
I mean, she actually cares about people.
Okay, she cares. Now, how does that relate to politics? What would she do better politically than what Trump is doing?
She would have just had better people around her. Trump has had literally the worst people around him the entire time.
Okay, now what would she do politically that'd be better than Trump, though? Because ultimately, you can have whoever you want to have around you, but the question is, what will you accomplish with these better people around her? What will she do better than what Trump is doing?
God, I hate to sound like a leftist, but she would have at least spoken better.
Okay, so we're unburdened by what has been. That's better, right?
I mean, he just doesn't speak very good, you know?
Hey, it's all good, man. So you're saying the unburdened. I played her earlier from the funeral of Justice Jackson. Unburdened by what has been. That's better. Or how about this? Or how about when she went on CBS and gave one answer to a question, and that wasn't a very good one, and they changed it to a whole different answer? Is that considered better than what Trump is doing? And Trump sued them and won $10 million. $10 million, I believe? Yeah.
Okay. Now this is semantics here. Like, I'm
just saying. It's like, what are we talking about exactly? Because I've not seen very many examples of this good speaking you're talking about. That's all.
I mean, we had Biden for a little bit, so we're kind of, we've seen a lot of bad presidents recently.
Do you think Kamala would have been a better president than Joe Biden?
And that's a really tough question.
Because she was the vice president, and let's not forget, let's not downplay that she was the vice president under Joe Biden, and I don't think he had a very good presidency. So if it was not a good presidency while she was the vice president, what would promoting her to the president actually do?
I think she would have been smarter. I mean, Joe Biden is just an old man.
So, but the question, because you're saying that she might be smarter, but my question was, do you think she'd be better than Joe Biden?
I think so.
I mean, hey, we all have our own opinions. I don't agree, but we all have an opinion, and it's okay.
Yeah. I just think Trump needs to work on his communication skills.
What has he said that you don't like as far as how he communicates? Do you have anything that's like top of mind that you didn't like that he said?
Oh, God, this is really challenging me because I listen to CNN all the time. Isn't he technically a racist? Doesn't he talk doesn't he talk down to foreigners and black people?
I've not heard this. Do you have an example?
Wow, the Republicans actually might have something on that one. Yeah, no, I just listened to CNN, so
CNN says he's a racist and you believe it, huh?
Man, the news is so bad nowadays. It's hard to believe anything.
I agree. So, I mean, hey, that's why I don't even watch the news. And I tell people, even if you're watching me, don't even believe me. Don't just take my word for a grain of salt. Do your own research. It don't matter if you're Republican, Democrat. Don't believe anybody. Don't believe Fox. Don't believe MSNBC. Don't believe ABL. Do your own research. So that's why I was asking you, have you heard about what Trump has said that's racist? Why do you think that Kamala would be a better president? That's why I'm asking you specifically, and not what you heard from the news or even me.
And I'm sure you're ready for me to say the whole "good people on both sides" quote. Right?
It's been debunked, and we all know that. So you don't, there's no need for that.
Yeah. As soon as that got debunked, I was like, I'm not sure what I am. Am I a leftist or am I like a centrist? Like I was very confused at that point because I used to watch the news a lot.
You're a normie, and it's okay to be a normie because most people in this world are normies. It's all right. You just a normie. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm tired of seeing the war. I don't like having to wake up and look at it every single day. We need to stop fighting Iran and just move on.
Well, I understand your viewpoint, man, but I'm kind of getting late. Thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you for taking my call.
No problem. All right, shout out to the caller now. If he was a troll, he's a dedicated troll. Shout out to the dedicated trolls out there. I appreciate y'all for your effort if he was a troll. Somebody on your line, speaker to.
Hi, ABL, love your show. I just want to know what your take is on electric vehicles now that California, as you know, Gavin Newsom is kind of like in shambles with this whole mess of oil prices going up. What do you think? Is it a good time to buy electric vehicles in states like ours, like California? Just want to know your thoughts.
Okay, so electric vehicles in general, I'm not a big fan of because they could become unreliable due to the battery having issues. It takes forever to charge. I mean, I see guys at the gas station parked with their EV, walking their dog, all kind of stuff. It's just taking too long. And then also, the main thing is, okay, they're electric. That's how they operate. They're not operating on gas. But how do you get the electricity? You got to burn fossil fuel, ultimately. So now you're going to have a higher demand for coal. So this whole thing about, oh, we're going to have clean energy. Do you really? And then on top of that, if everyone in California gets an EV, you're going to have a big strain on the grid. So you're going to be battling for, you're going to have data centers battling for their energy because everybody wants AI and Chat GPT and TikTok. So now you got to have data centers that not only require a lot of electricity, but also quite a bit of drinking water because the instrumentation they have in data centers are very sensitive to untreated water. So you got to have fresh, clean drinking water. So they're going to be battling for water resources in the place of California where you can have droughts. Then you can have the electricity. You're going to have brownouts, all because you want to have electric vehicles to help save the environment. Well, what's helping the environment more than a data center or burning more coal in the factory to get electricity to all these big power draws? It's just something that doesn't make any sense. The technology is not there yet. Internal combustion engine is better for the environment. It's easier and it's safer. So I'm a big no on electric vehicles. I'm a big opponent of EVs.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I feel like most politicians like to focus on like oil and gas prices, whereas like California, as you know, we have big issues with homelessness, education not being, you know, the best at all. I've seen in person those numbers. Like in one elementary school, there were maybe, it was like 3% of the student population, grades 1 to 6th grade. It was 3% that were passing that like standardized testing. Everyone else was failing. It was very sad to see. I'm just like, I think we focus too much on like gas prices, oil prices or whatever, but we don't really focus on like, again, homeless issue, the trash issue we have here, education issue. So I'm just like kind of like, where is California going? What, like, I'm curious to see where California is headed, like in the future, just because are they voting for the next Gavin Newsom or, you know?
Hey, I have no idea. California is one of those places where, I mean, anything can happen. And, you know, if they got Gavin Newsom in there, who else are going to have next? I saw the one lady that was kind of angry and walked out of the interview. So I'm not sure where she is right now, but if she is anywhere near that role of being the governor or someone like her, then, hey, may God be with you all.
All right, ABL. Well, thank you for taking my call. I was trying hard to get through, and I did. So I love your show. Always watch it. So thanks.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate you. All right, shout out to the call. I'm glad you guys are able to get through right now because I think a lot of the callers that call a lot probably like they hit the phone like real hard. So I'm glad you guys are able to get in through all the noise that may be happening on the phone lines. And again, shout out to you guys for rocking and rolling. If you like what you are hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. I think that'd be a wrap. That's probably a good time for it to be a wrap. Hold on, I got one more. Okay, one more. I'll speak it to 817.
Hey, ABL, this is Justin from Texas. This is my first time actually getting through. I've been a subscriber since before COVID.
Right on, man. I'm loving it, man. Thank you for calling. So what's on your mind?
Not much. Yeah, we met at the Uncle Tom Part 2 over there in Dallas a while back.
I remember you very well. I remember I came out, like, I think everybody already went into the actual place, right? Like everybody was already into the room.
Yeah, yeah, it's a small world, man. A guy I work for, a disabled veteran, he served with Colonel West.
Wow.
And I bought him a ticket, and he was actually able to go. He was like, "Yeah, I want to see Colonel West again," and they talked, and it was a good thing.
Wow. Yeah. I remember that very well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a good time. I want to, like, I did film for Uncle Tom too, but they said I was like really comedic in my actual thing, and they were going for a more serious tone. So I think they might do Uncle Tom Part 3 eventually. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call Chad and try to get in contact with Larry Elder and see what they're gonna do. But I would love to go back to Dallas and do Part 3 and do a premiere again. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'll probably have to bring my other friend. He's kind of more Democrat, but we've been friends forever. I've been trying to get him to start a podcast because we talk about just real stuff. I mean, everything. History, politics, war, religion. We'll talk for like 4 hours a night. I'm like, dude, man, that'd be a good podcast. Because we actually can disagree on some things, but we ain't at each other's throats.
That'd be a great podcast.
He don't really. Yeah, it would, but he's kind of a little nervous. He's like, man, I don't want to get JFK'd, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay because that kind of podcast right there, where it's like you got friends just kind of talking and whatnot, and they might not necessarily agree on everything. That's great. All you gotta do is record it, put it out. You guys could definitely do that if he's up to it.
Yeah, I'll try to get him up to. Yeah, he's half white, half black. Leans more Democrat, and I lean more Republican. And he can kind of get away with saying some things that me as a white boy can't get away with saying, if you know what I mean. So
yes.
It's like a perfect duo. But yeah, other than that, yeah, my grandma loves watching you. I put you on the big screen, 80-inch TV, every podcast, man.
Man, that's fantastic, man. I love to hear it, man. So thank you for calling in, man. It's good to hear from you again. I do remember you very well. So I remember because I came because we were out there at the red carpet or whatever.
At the concession stand, yeah.
Yep, we were out there. Then
I had a big old beard. We took a picture.
Yep, I remember that. Absolutely.
Everything happened. I was kind of embarrassed because my barber was got an injury or something right before the show, and I kind of came in there all scruffy. But it was all good.
Absolutely, man.
All right, man. Yeah, it was good talking with you, man. Yeah, everybody, y'all have a good night.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
I remember him very well. Yep. At the concession stand. Because I had we were out there for a while taking pictures. And then everybody went in to the place. And then I came back out to go to the concession stand. And then that's where we had talked. I can see his face and everything. That might have been, when was that? 2019? Nah, not 2019. This is 2022. I'm tripping. It's 2022. Yeah, this is after COVID when the premiere happened. So yeah, that was in Dallas in 2022. And then after that, we went to a pizza place. And there was a bunch of us there. It was Alan West, Jesse Lee Peterson, B. Tatum, of course, Larry Elder, Damani Felder. Shout out to Damani if you're watching. It was a bunch of guys you may have seen on TV. Will Edmond. He been on HDTV or something. He been on television. He's really good at what he does. There's a lot of us there. So yeah, that was definitely a good moment. Hey, if you're watching, Chad, Larry, anybody, let's do Uncle Tom Part 3. Come on. and we can redo my part because my part was a long time ago. Let's redo my part, and it's gonna be good. All right, but shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Thank you guys for being up late. I got one more call. You came in the hair in your chinny chin chin. I got one more call. Then I gotta go to bed. It's past my bedtime. Okay, unknown call. Your line. I'm speaking to.
Hey, Will, how are you? It's Renee from Boston.
All righty, I'm doing well. About yourself?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. So, do we have boots on the ground in Iran, wherever? Like, are American soldiers there?
We don't have boots on the ground, no.
No? Okay. So, are they just attacking, like, our drones and stuff? Because I know they attacked the Dubai airport. They attacked Saudi Arabia. They attacked Lebanon area. Yeah, so Iran's just, like, really fighting with their neighbors a lot. They're not really getting along. They're not being, what is the, in the Ten Commandments, was it honor thy neighbor or something like that, right? I don't know. But
yeah, it's a lot of fighting going on, but as of right now, it's a lot of air stuff. That's why they shut the airspace down. That's why it's kind of hard to get out, because a lot of air stuff happening right now over there.
yeah. Well, watching it live, it's pretty interesting. Since it's YouTube, yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right, Ariel. I hope you have a good night, all right?
All right, will do. Thank you for your call.
All right, bye. You're welcome.
All righty. Shout out to the caller. Okay, I got to go to bed. It's past my bedtime. Shout out to you guys again for rocking and rolling with me. Again, tonight is daylight saving time. You're going to go up 1 hour. You're going to lose an hour. Hey, daylight saving time, bro. And to my man, I was looking for the picture right here. This picture was that day he's referring to my man that called earlier. So this was that day when the caller called in and said, "Hey, I remember you from Dallas." This was that day, and you can see a bunch of us right here. You can see you got Byron, not Byron. This is Bryson Gray. I forget his name. He was cool though. That's Damani. That's Right Wing Angel Oliver Matt. That's Jericho Green. That's Topher before he got slim and trumped up. They go. There's me, and then there's my man. I can't think of my man. That's Craig Long. Shout out to Craig. Craig, my guy. I call Craig every now and again. He call me every now and again. That's a good dude. And that's not everybody. That was just a few of us that was there. And then after this, we all went into the theater where they were doing the premiere. And I came back out and talked to my man at the concession stand. Yep. And then this is another picture from that day. So you can see me on the left. There's Carol Swain, Dr. Carol Swain. There's Brandon Tatum. I forget his name. These are guys from the Uncle Tom movie, I believe. There's Tim Malone, and then there's Chad Jackson, one of the producers on the film, and he has his own podcast and whatnot right now as well. You may have seen him talk about MLK and whatnot, criticizing MLK. That's kind of what he may be known the best for on the internet, but I know him for being a movie producer out there in Dallas, Texas. All right, so anyway, shout out to you guys again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoyed what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. Evil Gandhi says, "ABL, I had to work late. Can you restart the show?" I cannot restart the show. I'm so sorry. You can rewind, but I can't restart. But thank you for joining. I appreciate you, even if it's late. It's all good. All right. Our super chats, I believe I do. Let me make sure I got everything. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Let me just refresh right quick. It's super late. It's already 11:47. That's crazy. I ain't do want to do a lingo or nothing. I'm about to miss a day. All right, hold on. Did I get everybody? Okay, I got a few super chats here. Thank you to Taylor Langley, who says, in Japan, if something is found and turned in, they catalog it, hold it up for 10 years for someone to claim it. Japanese are super trustworthy. Right on. Shout out to the Japanese people. Great people. Thank you to Lothair, who says, shout out to Barron Trump. Allegedly, he has a time machine. The man is the heart of a Roosevelt. Unfortunately, he's too tall, 6'9". He wanted to fight. Thank you to Lothair again, who says, Trump lied about India. He wasn't in peace talks. Thank you to Leah August Leo, who says, watching this live stream on a 100-inch screen. That's what I'm talking about, 100-inch. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that got the theater, watching with your family. You guys are the best. I couldn't do any of this without you guys. And again, Shout out to y'all as I close up on up, put the bone on top. Thank you for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you do. I could not do this show without you. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. All right, that'll be a wrap for me. Thank you guys for staying late with me with the overtime. And again, tonight, daylight savings time, you're gonna lose 1 hour. Hey, whoever made that rule up, daylight savings time, whoever keeps it going, you're on my list. I'm telling you, it's over. It's curtains. When I see you, it's curtains. But anyway, I'm just playing. Thank you guys for joining. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.